So, hello, people. I don't know. Hold on. I'm just going to see if we are live, and if we are, people, can you probably? Would be good if you said something in the chat.
Yeah, it is live. I can see it here, and there is chat as well.
Yeah, it's working, I think.
Yeah.
So welcome, guys, to not another live stream. I think I called it. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. We're doing this stream. I've talked to Dana and asked him if it was okay. And as you all see on this video, it's taking a bit of a break. And I thought it was a perfect time for me to try it out. I was thinking about doing this like 2 days ago. And I think I asked Retro Bear in the chat, but in the last second of the stream. So I don't think he saw my comment. But it's something I thought about, and then I saw Dana's video today, and I thought, yeah, well, why not try it? And we have Pete here on the retro tip.
Cheers. Hello, everyone.
Drinking a German Riesling from the south of Germany. A very dry wine. And yeah, I'm drinking something. You can all, yeah. It's a DAS drink, and everybody knows DAS knows what this is. So
we certainly do.
Yeah, and somebody said they love my T-shirt. This is a bit of a spoiler, but what we're going to talk about today. That's why I put on the T-shirt, actually. We're not just going to talk about gaming, people. Ooh, controversial. I'm thinking about maybe getting into our other interests. And such as, I know Pete loves music a lot, and so do I. I always been on a lot of live gigs. I've collected music. It's kind of my collection before collecting games, to be honest. And yeah, maybe dip into some of that. And yeah, like I said, TV series, maybe even movies. I collect 80s movies. Maybe we can talk something about that. What do you think, Pete? Let's everybody know that we haven't really talked about what we're going to do today, so everybody understands this is off the cuffs. We have no idea really. So yeah,
we're freeballing this. Freeballing it.
Yeah, I'm just winging it. So I hope you're good. Okay with that, guys. Can I see how many people there are in here?
We can see it on the.
I have to go to the YouTube video, right?
Yeah, so it's 18 watching
18,
at the moment.
That's good. That's good.
18 rated.
Oh, fucking hell.
Triple X.
It's more than I ever had.
Nice.
So before, we're actually waiting for Champion 2D Rob. So we have two guests. I know I can't do that in that way when I'm talking to British people, so sorry about that. We have two people. So Champion 2D Rob is coming on as well. And I known Champion 2D Rob for maybe 7 years, I would say. And Pete, 4 years?
5 years.
4 or 5 years?
Because it was April 2015 I met you at Blackpool.
Yeah, but didn't we know about each other before we met? Was that the first interaction ever for us?
Yeah, I believe
it
so.
Was?
Yeah, I think so.
That was cool. I don't remember everything that well, but
you were pretty drunk. Pretty drunk, but you were very nice to me.
Yeah,
I remember.
I have a speech for that because everybody thinks I'm always pissed drunk. But thing is, when I went to Blackpool the first time, I had an early flight, and I worked the whole day, the whole night on the casino where I work. So it's no point for me to fucking go to bed. So I went to the airport, nervous as fuck as you are. Bar is open, airport when there's a bar open, 5 o'clock. So I had a couple of drinks, had a layover in Schiphol in Amsterdam, 3 hours. Even more nervous, fucking hell. Met some Swedish guys that go into a football game. I don't remember which team now. Maybe Tottenham or something. And yeah, they gave me a lot of drinks as well. They saw I was nervous. So when I got there, I was like, hadn't slept for like 24 hours, maybe too many drinks. So I don't know what I blame. I blame myself. That's how it started. That's why I was, out of my. And then next year, Dad said, "Don't do the same mistake, man." And I did.
Yeah, well,
So,
I mean, I hardly ever drink, but I'm sure some people can attest
Rob
to.
Sorry, mate.
Hey.
Oh,
hey, there he is.
Hello, mate.
Oh, mate.
Can I put you?
Running a bit late.
Maybe, no, not like that. What's the best way of having everybody?
I don't know. Oh,
yeah, like that.
That's all right. That's all right.
That's perfect. Perfect. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, brother. How you been?
Oh, not too bad at all, mate. I'm actually in a very, very good mood. So I thought this would be a perfect day to do this. And I hope it's okay that we're not going to talk about beat 'em ups today, because I heard
cool.
Dana that maybe I shouldn't tell that. You should. Okay. Pete said no drama on this stream.
Okay, that quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said to him, "Oh, come on here," but we're just not talking about any fucking drama.
Yeah. But when you're talking about me, there's never any drama, is there?
No,
I mean,
never.
never.
We're just talking about Raz being a little bit tipsy at some of the Blackpool meets, Rob.
Yeah.
Funny times, mate. Funny times.
Yeah.
But I had a little explanation about it. I don't know how that
But end of the day, we all go to these things to unwind. Why not let loose? Who cares?
Yeah.
No, but listen, at the time, I remember in was it Blackpool 2016, we were all in the same hotel, so it didn't matter if Raz got completely sloshed. We just take him home.
Yeah, we were at the same hotel. We were that little fucking
little like mum and pop bread and breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, we went back and had that bar to ourselves, didn't we?
We did. Yeah,
I remember that. Was this the first year for me in Blackpool? The second year? I don't remember.
Second, I think.
I think it was the second. I think you'd been because I think I remember you talking about going to the UK once before, and I wasn't there.
Oh yeah,
so
okay.
You'd already been down. You've been here before.
Yeah, because the first one I ever went to was 2015, sort of April, because I just started my channel like start of 2015, just over 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, and you were there, Raz, and I don't think I met you there, Rob.
No. 2016 was my first and only one.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I know. I've been there 2 times, and I've been to before that. I went to Play Expo Manchester, and
I haven't been to Manchester.
I've been to Manchester. I think 2 or 3 times, but the first time I went there, I didn't tell anybody that I was coming.
I remember seeing a video on that. Yeah.
So I just showed up and. I saw the queue, and the first thing I see is Jay Cybersnake standing in the queue, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing here, mate?" I'm like, "Jesus Christ!" And then I saw, "Hello, everybody." That was the second guy I saw. Inside joke, sorry, people. I don't remember his name, but yeah,
Dave. I never actually met Dave.
Yeah, he was there. He was selling out of his car. I think Jay bought a couple of Master, because then that's when Jay began to collect Master System. I don't remember, because he had loads of Master System games. I could be wrong though. Maybe Jay can tell in the comments. So who do we have here? Let's see. Dane stays here. Fucking hell, awesome. True Red Steve. Shmup Pilot 79, Flashback TNT, the Retro Godfather Dal is here. I met him maybe 2-3 times, I think.
That was an awesome guy. That was awesome guy.
Dal's got heart of gold, man. Heart of gold.
Proper.
If I ever
go on, man.
If I ever come to London, because London is cheap as ships to fly to from me. Not now, but I definitely gonna ask Dal if he's up to me hanging out in his fantastic collection. I've seen it on videos. It looks amazing. And I was really into Japanese stuff before.
Yeah.
And sorry guys, this video is not. I'm not really going to be just the host in this video. It's going to be all of us talking. If that's okay with you guys. Yeah. So I was a lot of into Japanese stuff, and that's another thing I want to take up because there's a lot of new people in this community now that hasn't really seen my older vids, and everybody thinks I'm just doing newer stuff. So I'm I'm only playing new stuff. So everybody doesn't know retro Raz. He's just into his Switch, and guys know.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I think what it is that every now and again you have to kind of repeat yourself so that newer people can catch up on you. Because I think, like, for example, I know for a fact that a lot of the new people don't know that I'm a big sort of Mega Drive fan. Yeah. Because I was going through my old collection videos, and a lot of them were last done like back in like 2013. Yeah. So like they're long overdue for an update. So like you need to refresh people, even though you might think, I'm repeating myself, but it is necessary every so often so that people can know what you're about.
Yeah. So this video maybe we can do some refreshing, you and me, Rob, because Pete, you always stayed. You always collected almost the same things, and I don't know if you ever sold off anything. Maybe some Dreamcast games, right?
Mate, I sold so much stuff.
Yeah, Dreamcast basically.
I sold so much. I sold. Well, basically, like when I started on YouTube, I was in that sort of crackhead phase of collecting where I would just buy everything. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so basically the phase that 2 years in and has never left.
Exactly. So like
What's
I
up,
was just, like going to boot sales, buying I don't have that game, buy it, and then I got to the point where I had like well over 2,000 games and something like 80 consoles, and it was just like, when am I realistically going to play this stuff? And I just thought I'd rather sort of hone it down to like really good quality stuff, but less of it. And then just sort of behind the scenes sold off just a load of the filler stuff.
Yeah. I mean, basically you had the full Dreamcast collection, didn't you?
Well, I had the full PAL set. Yeah.
And one American game from
I've got a few, and I've still got yours here.
That's actually a good game, isn't it?
Yeah, Raz gave me this Elemental Gimmick Gear.
I've heard of that game. Yeah, I've heard of that.
It's very beautiful. Very beautiful.
It's very like it's like a sort of top-down game, isn't it?
Yeah, like isometric, hand-drawn graphics. Yeah.
I've seen it in a few videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've probably still got 100 and something Dreamcast games, but there was a lot of guff in there that just and. Like, I had the full set for 2 years, and during that 2 years, the prices were like 6 times what they were. And a lot of the stuff I didn't really pay anything for anyway. So I was like selling games for like literally 200 quid each that I'd not really paid anything for. And you kind of think, well, I'm never going to play that game. It's 200 quid. And I could buy I got my Vectrex a few years back for 100 quid. You could buy Vectrex and a few games back then for like the price of one Dreamcast game. So you kind of just think, fuck it, I'll get rid. I'm quite happy where the collection is now. I still pick up stuff, but not that much, and I'm just quite happy how it is. And the new room since we moved is like pretty nice set up and everything.
Yeah, I think in your case, Pete, it worked out for you, because I think the fact that you went in so deep before, but you did it at the right time. And it paid off for you, because I would never really sort of recommend full set collecting personally, but again, like if you go in at the right time, like I would never like say to someone like collect for the Mega Drive or the Saturn now, because it's like, especially full set, because you're in for a world full of hurt, but I think it was a good idea for you to let go of the games that you're just not playing. What's the point in keeping them?
So Rob, maybe you could tell everybody what kind of changes you went through with your collection, or do you have all of those Mega Drive games you talked about?
No, I've sold off a couple from when I last did my collection vid in 2013. I have sold off a couple of my games. They were actually like big hitters. Like I sold Demolition Man. I sold a very quite rare Portuguese exclusive Dragon Ball Z game variant, and which in hindsight probably should have kept that one a bit longer. I probably would have got more for it now. But I did double my money on both of those games. But like they were just games I wasn't really playing. The Demolition Man game, like I didn't really like it that much, and so I thought there's no point in keeping it. And the Dragon Ball Z game with 2D fighters on 16-bit platforms, like I just ignore them now because unless they're Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, I find them unplayable. Like for me, I just don't think the ports are very good. So I just rather anything above 16-bit, I'll get 2D fighters, but 16-bit and below, I just don't really bother with 2D fighters.
Yeah,
they don't play well for me.
Yeah, I'm about the same in 2D, not fighters, but other 2D games as well. For
really?
me, for me it's 16 and up. It's
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I still have my fucking Commodore 64 collection in my living room. I never showed that to anybody. I think I have probably 2,000 games for that. No fucking OGs, but it's been there in my collection. Me and my brother for fucking hell. How many years is that? When did the Commodore came out? I don't know.
Early 80s.
Really?
Yeah, the Amiga was late 80s.
I think I got. Okay. I think I got our Commodore maybe 84, something like that. Wow. And it's not the same one I have now because that one broke down. So I bought a Commodore 128, but that's basically I just press Go 64 every time I use it. So it's basically a C64. And I mean, I love the Commodore 64 and the Amiga. I never had an Amiga, but most of my friends had it. So
it says online 1982 Commodore 64.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe
the reason why I say that is because a little known fact about me is that I actually very briefly owned a Commodore 64 as a kid, but I got it in the late 80s. But this is a time period where like I knew nothing about gaming or systems, so I assumed because it was brand new that it was current. I couldn't get on with it. I had it very brief. My mum bought it for me from Argos, and I took it home and I tried to set it all up. And I guess it was because I didn't know about the like extremely long loading times of those tapes, and I just assumed it was broken. So I said to my mum, I said, "Mum, it's ain't working. Send it back." And I actually got a replacement, and naturally, it didn't work for me. So like, and my mum didn't know anything about computers either. So we were like, nah, get rid of it. Yeah. Get me an NES instead.
Excellent.
And
excellent.
I wasn't on the tapes for long. We had tapes maybe 1 year. Then we went to the floppy side instead. So I haven't really delved into the tape stuff of it that much. We went to floppy disks early on. And some people don't like that, and some people love that because it was quicker and getting the, what do you call it? The copied games. What do you call it? Second backup games. Yeah. So sound like PC. Yeah, I got so many games for it. Jesus Christ. Me, my brother, and my cousin are supposedly to have one day each year when we play, and we go through our favorites together. But it hasn't happened in 2 years now, so I'm thinking about selling it. I know people's gonna.
No, if it's not taking up too much room, then I don't see the point.
It's taking up a lot of room, mate. It's taking up a lot of rooms. Have you seen you should see how much I have of it, and the Commodore 128 is so much bigger than the 64. It's humongous. Okay. But I got a Amiga 500 as well. Pete knows that because he sent me a game or gave me a game in somewhere, like the police.
Police Quest. Yeah.
Police Quest. Yeah. Mm. So I still have that.
Do you?
Yeah, but it's something weird with that one. Not all disc works at all. It's something with the program you must have on or something. I'm not really well into the Amiga 500, so I don't have the knowledge what I'm missing. Yeah.
I missed out on basically pretty much all computers until I got my first laptop in '98. So like during that whole sort of '80s, '90s period, I had loads of friends that had PCs and stuff, and I played on their stuff. Like I did play on the Amiga 500. Probably the one game I remember playing on it for sure was it Zool? I remember playing that. And then my mate had one of my mates had a PC. I don't know what it was. This was definitely in the sort of the mid '90s, and I remember playing RoboCop on it, and a couple of like really shitty driving games. But you know, I had good times on them. But like I also got to play on the Specky as well. Like I definitely I've already spoken about the Specky in my videos. Or in this live streams. But yeah, no, I got to play them. But I don't know, like this. At that time, if I'd known more info about it, I probably would have gone out of my way to get one. But the thing is that with the limited information, I didn't know nothing about computers at that time, you know. So and no one was really talking about it, so I never got one.
Yeah. There was somebody asking Adam, Amiga Old School, if I got the RGB SCART for Amiga 500. Yeah, I did, mate. I got it.
So Raz, I know because you're new to this software that if you want to highlight a comment to put on screen, you just click on the comment.
Oh yeah, I can.
It's up to you if you want to do that, but I'm just saying. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Oh yes, Monkey Spass. It's fucking huge. It is.
For the record, I can't see any comments because I'm using my phone, and if I put the chat on, like it will just cover up the screen. I won't be able to read it properly.
Yeah,
so I can't see. Yeah, I just can't see any comments.
If I say a question for you, Rob, I will definitely give it your way. So,
Al, big game Al was in the chat earlier, and he wrote what are tonight's topics? And everyone started writing. There aren't any.
Not tonight's topics.
Speaking of Big Al, actually, do you know what? Speaking of Big Al, right? I just watched his top 6 Mega Drive videos.
Me too.
The man was reading off a cue card while he was naming the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Big Al, your geek credit, your Greek pass has been revoked, mate. He couldn't name the Turtles.
Big game has been exposed.
Yes. Exposed, bruv.
Yeah, exposed.
I'll allow him with other facts, but he couldn't name the 4 Ninja Turtles. I'm like, nah, man.
I can do that. Fuck's sake, Al.
Nah, awesome video. It was a fantastic video.
Yeah. I watched it as well. I watch way too much YouTube. I'm addicted to YouTube. So
yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, it's not a good thing, really. When you got all this time as well. I'm actually. Oh, I watched everything. Come on, guys, put up more videos. So yeah, I'm up to that place right now. I think I'm subbed to like 200 channels. That's fucking insane.
Right, I think I'm subbed to like 400 or 500.
400 or 500. Jesus Christ. So every day it's like 40.
Every day it's like fucking loads. Yeah.
Jesus
I recently had to do a bit of a YouTube purge because like I was missing out on a lot of people's videos because there was so much crap coming down my feed.
Yeah.
And I just realized. So go on.
I was just going to say I wondered why my sub count went down.
Yeah, you were the first one to go, Pete.
Yeah.
We take that off the retro trip. Off.
one trip.
Yeah, one trip.
Yeah, no, it's just basically like a bunch of channels that are not even like gaming related. Because I watch a lot of like movie stuff. I watch a lot of sort of health and fitness stuff. So like sometimes I just over sub, and then after a while, if I find myself just not watching those videos as they come on, I've got to purge it. It's got to go.
Yeah. So next question for me is, if it's not gaming, what kind of other channels you're watching? And you don't have to be honest all the way because maybe it's too fucking personal. I don't know.
Fetish channels.
Yeah. Maybe Pete's BBW channels we can put on side. But yeah, Pete, you start. And everybody else in the chat, sorry for talking too much. You can post questions as well. I'm going to try to put them up as well.
So other stuff I watch. So I watch quite a bit of sciencey stuff because I'm quite into physics, as a hobby. I like reading my physics stuff, books.
SpaceX.
So I obviously watch all of SpaceX's live launches wherever I can. That is watching that live. It's like, oh my God, what a time to be alive. You can watch a rocket launch. The camera is on the rocket in space, and then you watch the bit come back down and land and everything. And it's like, I cannot believe I'm watching this live. This is mental. I watched a load of NASA stuff, like JPL stuff. I watched loads of beatboxing stuff. Love beatboxing.
I wasn't expecting that. That came out of nowhere. It's like, I watch a lot of NASA stuff. I watch a lot of beatboxing.
No, I love beatboxing, man. I just absolutely love it. So I'm always kind of keeping up to date with what's going on with that, because that moves quite quickly, the beatboxing scene. It's quite an exponential kind of thing year on year. They just
I wasn't even aware there was a scene of beatboxing. I mean, like,
huge scene.
From a hip hop head.
So they have obviously the beatbox championships and stuff, and then they have various championships like around the world. So there's always like competitions going on. But if you haven't watched beatboxing for a while, you should check out some of the UK guys like Ballsy and Reaps One and people like that, because it's like, if you haven't been into beatboxing for even about 5 years, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. And obviously, I mean, going back to like Razel, right? Like 2000-ish. Razel, loved his albums, man. I have it as well. So like, remember back in the day when he was doing stuff like that, If Your Mother Only Knew and all that, mate, it's like, it is literally like a light year away from that skill now. It's unbelievable. It's really amazing. So yeah, I'd like check out some of that. And what else do I watch, man? I'm trying to think what I watch on YouTube.
What does it mean, Siga Saturn Lab, with that question?
Pete is at LGG's beatboxing. I didn't know LGG did beatboxing, does he? LGG's a channel, and this guy goes to my local car boots, and Gashead knows who he is, because Gashead goes to my local car boot as well, but didn't know he beatboxed. But shit, what else do I fucking watch? I've gone blank. Do you know what I mean?
Rob,
I watch a lot of movie stuff because I'm a big movie buff as well. I watch a lot of fitness videos, mostly like weight training videos, because I used to be big into it, and I'm trying to get back into it now. So that's another thing I watch a lot of. I also watch a lot of history videos. Like, I'm a bit of a history buff. Like, I like to watch stuff on like, there's a channel that I watch which is just called Weird History, and they sort of bring up like they were just talking about like the plagues of the past, because obviously, given that our current situation, like, they were just talking about all these plagues that have hit us throughout sort of the last 600 years, and I just find that stuff fascinating. And so I'm a bit of a history nerd. I love watching stuff on World War II.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm fascinated by that war. Like, there's so much awesome stories have happened during that time. It's amazing. Yeah. So I love watching stuff about that. And of course, like, I watch a lot of actually not as much as I think I do, but I watch a few like hip hop stuff. A couple of hip hop shows, not that much, but a few like now and again. But to be honest, though, it's mostly my big three is mostly gaming, films, and fitness.
I mean, those
my big three.
The hip hop channels. It's not like the things we love really these days. It's not MTV Raps. If I say,
No. It's like, what I mean when I talk about the ones I watch are like they're mostly review albums, and they do go back to a lot of the classics. Because I always like to hear people's opinions on the classics. So like either that, or I listen to some guys that break down the lyrics, and some guys, they like songs that I'm very familiar with, and they proper break down line per line, and like I'm amazed like by some of the double meanings behind stuff that even I wasn't aware of. So I love watching stuff like that as well.
We probably got to hit that thing a bit more in the future, me and you, Rob, because we are definitely into our late 80s, 90s rap.
Oh, me too, man. Me too. I've got fucking ton of records from that era.
I mean,
that's my era, mate.
Yeah, I think the hip hop scene right now is absolute shit when you compare to early 90s hip hop.
I'll say this, right? I'll say
underground stuff though. I know it's good.
Because I'll say if you just go underground or just under the surface, there's a lot of great stuff that's come out. In fact, if you want to talk about UK hip hop, one of the best UK groups just dropped an album. The group is called the Four Owls, and the album's called Nocturnal. Check it out. That's an awesome album. It just came out like a couple of weeks ago. The album is awesome. You know, and from America, you've got R.A. the Rugged Man. He just dropped an album recently, and again, it's fantastic. Like, there's still a lot of good stuff, but you have to dig a little deeper.
Yeah, I know Rob's a fan of like Ocean Wisdom and Dabbler and all that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's UK stuff. We never see it here on the, I don't want to say the commercial end of it, but I don't really have the time to dig right now into that scene. So, call me old and everything, but that kind of, I'm staying with the 90s hip hop for now.
So sometimes, to be honest with you, I was going to say, to be honest with you, I don't really dig that much either, but like, I've been listening to R.A. since the late 90s, so I've just always followed him. I'm actually very, very late when it comes to like brand new talent, because even I got exposed a few times by some of my friends, and they're like, how come you don't know about this guy? This guy is lyrically good. And I always skip over them because they're like barely in their 20s. So like Raz thinks UK hip hop is something.
I'm gonna. I'm actually going to tell you a story how I really got into like British hip hop. When I was when was this? Maybe late 80s, to be honest. I don't remember how I got in because I had my bigger brother's fake ID back in those days. Maybe it was that. So I was in a club where Public Enemy's going to play, and the band before them was Hijack, the terrorist group, if you know them.
Hijack, mate. Love
Hijack,
them.
yeah. So
Dal knows one of the guys in Hijack.
Yeah. So actually, some of the people in Public Enemy came out, screamed because they were playing before, and they came out to the crowd screaming like "Hijack," and we screamed like "the terrorist group." The terrorist group. So this was first time when I saw them, and if you know about Hijack, their Black album, almost only about album they ever released, which is one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. Don't go with strangers.
I've never heard it.
Do you know what? It's not on Spotify. It's nowhere.
Yeah, it's not. It's nowhere.
Really hard to buy the CD and the record. Yeah. It's like super expensive.
Rob, I got maybe 2 or 3 of those CDs. Maybe I can give you one and send it to you. Because every time I see it, I buy it. You know, I love Hijack. And
mate.
Dal is saying as well. He loves Hijack, and I know Dal loves it as well. So I know my British hip hop, but the East Coast was my thing.
I mean, I like the earliest UK hip hop group that I listened to was London Posse. I used to listen to London Posse in the early 90s, and I'm aware of like the Demon Boys.
Yeah.
But I never really listened to them. Like I'm aware of them, but I never listened to them. And then you have people like Skinny Man, who's been around since the late 80s, but like. He didn't really come to my attention until around sometime in the mid to late 90s, like to my attention anyway. But he's been around since like the 80s as well.
Yeah, one band I listened to a lot back in the early 80s, early 90s. Fucking hell, I'm not that old. He's Gunshot, British hip hop group. Like three white guys. Gunshot, very.
3 white guys. I'm out.
Yeah, but I think they're all white guys anyway. But it was really good. I don't know how I found out about them. But if anybody in the comments heard about Gunshot, please let me know. I know that
Raz, you might want to check on the comments, because us talking about hip hop is probably having all these people clicking out. So just double check that everyone's still watching.
So let's go and we'll talk about something else than hip hop then.
I was going to say, Raz and Rob, that you're big into watching film stuff on YouTube. There's two channels I watch that are like movie channels, but like really good production. One of them's called Every Frame a Painting. Do you know that one?
No.
Got to check it out. It's like analysis right into films. Like they'll pick a little thing, and one of the best ones they did was a film about a little episode about Jackie Chan and how Hong Kong cinema is so different to Western cinema, and how they film the fights and how the punches connect and everything.
Yeah. I've watched one channel that's similar to that. I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, it's called I think it might be called accent or Asian accent on cinema, something like. Basically it's an Asian guy who breaks down a lot of Hong Kong cinema.
Oh, nice!
And it's fascinating. Yeah, like I'll look it up and I'll WhatsApp you the link.
Yeah, too. I'll send you this link as well later.
Link it to me.
Every Frame a Painting, and the other one's called Now You See It, which is a similar kind of movie analysis thing.
There's so many channels like that now. The quality ones up. This one, the accent in cinema, is a really good one. It's just like that.
Yeah, I'm actually
breaks it down.
Old school variety face know about Gunshot. That's what I'm gonna say. It's weird because I'm really into TV series, like fucking more than movies these days, because I kind of think the best writers are stepped over from movies to TV series. But I haven't really found a channel that talks about TV series that's good. So maybe you guys can give me a tip or something.
I don't really like to watch stuff about TV shows unless I've already seen the show.
Yeah. Oh no!
So like,
way.
Yeah, because right now I'm on a serious Peaky Blinders kick now. So I'm working my way through Peaky Blinders. I'm on the third season right now, and yeah. So like I try to stay away from like TV stuff unless, like I say, unless it's like years old and I've seen it already, because I don't want to be spoiled at all when it comes to TV.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like if the channels talk about a show that is coming, but not really giving any spoilers, and then talk about old shows as well. Because I always wanted to do that in my channel, but it never happened. I even made the fucking intro for it, like 5 years ago.
I thought about talking about sort of TV stuff on my channel. I mean, I ended up just doing like Blu-rays and media pickups instead, because I thought that would be like a happy medium, you know. Because I did experiment with my channel a couple of times. I made a one-off video where I was trying to break down the Wu-Tang Clan and their affiliates. And it was actually, do you know what? It was actually a surprisingly popular video with people. I thought it was gonna bomb hard. I thought it was gonna have 5 views, and they're all basically gonna be me.
I know. Pete Oldschool was a big fan of that episode you did, wasn't he?
Yeah. I just removed it from my channel because I thought if I ever do it again, I'd want to start over again and make it much better, much more interesting. But I need to learn how to edit, because I think when you start talking about affiliates, you need to start showing pictures, and it just seems a bit better if you do it that way, personally, rather than how I was doing it before.
I mean, I was on an after party after one of Dana's streams, and me and Pete really kicked it off with music, man. He has a fantastic knowledge, old school variety face about music. He worked in the industry and everything. I think he was a little bit impressed by my knowledge as well, but yeah. And I want to say another thing. I have this in my mouth, people see it. If you want to know what it is, it's snuff. In Sweden, we use snuff. It's not the snuff that Americans use. It's something else. It's wet snuff, and we put it down our lip, and that's why not many people in Sweden smoke, but we use snuff instead. So you don't have to ask that question. People always ask me, "What the fuck you do with your lips, man?"
I don't think I even want to know. That doesn't sound legal. And
too much information.
I don't know if you should be admitting that on a live stream.
No, it's absolutely. They come in stuff like this, and you just take it out like that.
We've been lured into a snuff movie, Rob.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put this on. Woo!
For sure.
Okay.
That is hip hop slang for definitely if anyone white is watching.
That's how Old School Variety Face tells us he has knowledge of hip hop, because he uses hip hop slang.
You're never gonna see me do hip hop slang. It doesn't work.
Yeah. I gotta say though, I have to say though, it is nice when I discover the interests of YouTubers, because you have to, because when we're making videos, because it's generally about the same topic, you always get the impression of that person that that's all that they're about. like you do kind of sort of think like, is that all they do? Like, is play video games and like play retro? But like, it's always nice when I learn something new about someone, because obviously it's another part of their personality, and I think it's important that you don't necessarily have to talk about it on camera as such, but like if you drop hints about it, that's kind of why I like to just sort of tell people, hey, I like hip hop, I like but I may not really talk about it, but I like to sort of mention it to every now and again, just to sort of say, look, I don't just sit at home with like hundreds of games and that's it.
And jerk off crying in the shower. No, I'm just I'm desperate to do a video on my CD collection. Yeah, just do it, mate.
Do it.
Yeah, and nobody said that this is just about video games. That's why I don't know if it's like a shameless plug here, but I started a Facebook group maybe 7 years ago. I don't know if I know Pete is on it, Tubby Tubers, but I wanted that not just to be about games, movies, fucking other cool things you collect, even fucking figures like action figures or anything that our kind of people like, because it's not just games. Come on, it's a very dull life, really. And put it on your channel as well. It's totally okay. People are not gonna get pissed off about that. I don't think so. Yeah. Do you think so?
I think all it is, I think what you need to be prepared, like if you're gonna do stuff about outside of your usual content, is that be prepared to not maybe have the same level of views, because you got to remember that most of your subs watch you for a certain amount of content. Of course, you will have people that will watch, but just don't expect it to be as big of a hit, because like I took a gamble when I did the Wu-Tang video. I took a gamble on it, but I generally thought no one was going to watch it. Now, a lot of people did watch it, but it was still lower than my usual stuff. But it was higher than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But I think, don't think that people are going to watch every single thing that you do, but don't let that discourage you. Yeah. Just do whatever you want to do, because eventually people will come anyway. People will see your stuff, and you can attract a wider audience. So you never know. Like I always try and say that. Go on. Oh, sorry.
Now I did a top 10 sci-fi TV shows, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And people have actually watched that, and it was horribly made. If you go back on my channel, I don't know if it's one of the earliest, but I already thought about it back then, like 6-7 years ago.
Should we play a game and see how many of your 10 we can guess?
Yeah, you can probably guess all of them.
DS9. Star Trek DS9, definitely.
That was that number two spot.
V.
I think that was just honorable mention. Sadly, sorry.
Sorry. No.
Yeah, because
X-Files?
No. Honorable mention.
I don't think it will be on your list, but my high up on mine would be one of my pleasures in life, which is Stargate SG-1. Love it.
I am one of the people.
You're not a fan, are you? No. Yeah, I didn't think you liked it.
Babylon 5?
The number one show. It was number one.
Was it?
Babylon 5.
Yeah, Babylon 5 is my all-time favorite sci-fi show.
I used to watch that show as well.
Yeah,
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica, maybe on number 4 or 5. Come on, 3. Come on, guess more.
Come on, comments, help us out here.
You all know I'm a Trekkie, for fuck's sake.
there was more than one Star Trek.
Star Trek, but yeah, definitely DS9. Definitely DS9.
Yeah, DS9 is my I love DS9. It's something about that.
So obviously the next gen.
Next gen, yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Next generation. Sure. Oh, of course, of course. The thing is, somebody said. Somebody said. Hold on. What did he say? Where did he go?
We've got Quantum Leap, Red Dwarf, Doctor Who, Buffy.
Buffy's not sci-fi.
It is sci-fi.
It is.
It is.
It's
not really, is it? It's like fiction. It's fantasy. It's fantasy.
It's fantasy action.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say something now that you Brits gonna fucking hate me about. I love British humor. I absolutely love it. You know, we Swede. That's why we really connect well to you guys, because we have the same dry humor, and that's why all Swedish people always been welcome to Britain, and British people always been welcome to Sweden, because we work well. But I don't like Red Dwarf. Sorry.
Oh, I'm not enough. I don't want to talk to this guy no more.
Even the early stuff.
No, no. I mean, I'm brought up on Monty Python, the circus, and no, it's nah. I tried, man. I tried.
I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what to say to that. Like, honestly, like yeah,
it's my pilot. Serenity. It's not called Serenity, mate. What's it called?
No, it's called Firefly.
Firefly's on top 10, of course.
No, that's sci-fi. Yeah, Firefly's great.
Yeah. Serenity is a movie, and that is fucking good as well. It came out like 10 years after. Yeah, really good. Hope everybody's not really pissed off at me not liking Red Dwarf, but we all, we're different.
Raz, you're going to lose about 100 subs by the time you log off.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mass exodus.
Yeah. Talking about purging, Raz, you're gone.
40 Towers, 40 Towers. Somebody said that 40 Towers for me is, oh my god, it's my upbringing.
40 Towers was more of my mum's show. Like, my mum used to watch that more than I did when I was I used to watch. One of my favorites though was an old school one. Was Some Mothers Do Have Them. Do you remember that show? Some Mothers Do Have Them.
Still watch it all the time.
Yeah.
You know the guy, Raz. Sorry, the guy who played the main character in this. Some Others Do Adam was Michael Crawford, and he's like, oh, Betty and all this, but he was an opera singer, and he was the Phantom of the Opera. For years, he's like the most famous Phantom of the Opera guy. He's like an amazing opera singer. But you watch him in that, and he's like, oh, Betty and all this, crazy. Someone said in the comments, my favorite sci-fi of all time, Blake 7.
Never watched it.
Never heard of it. Come on,
that's probably my number one. My number one.
Wasn't that a 70s show? That was a 70s show.
Yeah, so it was 70s, and it was the same kind of set design and everything as Doctor Who. So it's very low budget. It's BBC, very low budget, but the story is amazing. I reckon Raz would love it. So the story is. There's this guy called Rog Blake, hence the show is called Blake 7, and Rog Blake is being framed in this. It's like a totalitarian future where this really evil regime kind of rules the galaxy, and he gets framed because he is a leader of a resistance. So they frame him as being a paedophile. This is in the first episode. They frame him for being a that's pretty dark for the 70s. So they say, oh, we've got evidence of you fiddling kids. They brainwash kids to say that he's touched them and everything. It's proper dark, right?
I thought it was a family show. I thought
it's proper dark, right? So they put him on a prison ship to go to
with the kids.
And they're shipping him off to this penal colony because they don't want to kill him, because they'll make him a martyr if they kill him, and the resistance and all that. He ends up escaping from the prison ship with 5 other people, and something else becomes the 7th member of Blake 7. But the funny thing is it was called Blake 7, but at the end of the second series, he left to go and do Shakespeare plays. So he was only in it for half the show, and the rest of it is just.
So it's not half season only, like
no. Like there's 4 seasons, but Blake is only in 2 of them. which is funny because it's called Blake 7. But the whole time, because they're criminals, you never know who to trust and whether they trust each other. And the ending is insane, which I won't spoil if anyone hasn't seen it, but you definitely watch it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they remake it later on? Like they tried to remake it. No,
I don't know. They may have tried to. They may have tried to, but I'm not aware of any remake or anything.
I have a funny story about space.
Is this the taxi story?
Yeah.
Is this the taxi? Yeah.
First time I went to England for meeting tubers. I've been to England many times in my life, maybe 20 times, but that was for Manchester Play Expo. And I met up with, Tutti and Das and everybody else, 60-Bit Brothers and, loads of them. And me and Das really kicked, we talked about before in comments, stuff like that, but we really kicked it off. And me and him, we went to his hotel, had a few drinks. Then we went back to meet everybody in the restaurant. We took a cab there. So I told Das I'm going to pay. So he went down in taxi, and I gave my card to the taxi driver. This was 2013, mind you. And he's like looking at me, hey, you're not in space, mate.
I love that story.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Fuck it. He was like, I thought it was sci-fi. I want to pay with the card. Oh, I thought that was funny.
But when we came to
maybe it's not funny. I thought it was funny.
No, I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's funny because in London, the taxis you can pay by card. It's a standard now. But like, I guess further up north, it's a little bit different. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe 2013 as well.
When I stayed with you, Raz, it was like
you can't pay with cash.
Yeah, you were saying it's weird because like me and Shocks and Tim, we turn up with some cash. Yeah, and Raz is like, it's weird that you've got cash. Everyone will think you're weird.
Yeah, because
it's just nobody pays cash.
Yeah,
we went to this retro market thing, that retro spells Masan, and it was just literally everybody paying with, what do you call that app? Swish, yeah. Everybody paying with this phone app called Swish, and nobody had cash.
You use your phone number, and then you just send money in there. It's there in 1 second. Doesn't cost anything. We used to have many.
When I was at Blackpool in 2016, I was told to take out cash because like they weren't accepting cards like anywhere.
Yeah, they still don't.
The only time I take cash when I go to England, it's the only time I have cash. I haven't cash in my pocket maybe 5 years, I think, maybe one time.
Yeah.
But
which actually, can I just say, by the way, that's in relation to that Rich King retro story. The reason why I also went down to get cash. That's why I was down. I went to go get cash, and then I went to the toilet, and that's when the whole Rich King retro fiasco happened.
Excellent. Well, it's the best story ever. Do people have heard this story, right? Have people heard this story?
I'd imagine a lot of people in the comments haven't.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, they should have watched Dane's stream. That story's exclusive to Dana. Watch his stream.
I wish I could have seen his face.
And if anybody doesn't know who Rich King Retro is, he's one of the funniest fucking persons I've met in my life. And so sadly, we haven't got in on any of Dana's streams yet. He's been kind of undercover for a long time now. I don't know what's going on.
He's gone MIA. Like he's making videos.
Well, I spoke to him about a few weeks ago because I know he's selling off a lot of his board game stuff, and I've got really into board games, so I was kind of sniffing him out, like what he's got selling and stuff. But he just said he's kind of just withdrawn from YouTube. He's not really feeling it at the moment, so I don't know if he'll ever be back. But
yeah, I miss him. He's a good, too many beers.
He's got the best laugh out of anyone I've ever met.
Yeah.
Wicked laugh.
Yeah.
Wicked laugh.
Yeah, exactly like that. He's one of the first British tubers I've probably watched, to be honest. Like 9 years ago. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the exact story how I fucking got into your British community, to be honest. I think it was because of Woodlin. That's what I say anyway. I thought you were groomed by Tutti. Like no, it was Woodlin, I think. Yeah. And I found Grub Gun as well early on as well. He was doing weird fucking what's that British sci-fi called again? Doctor Who. He's like the biggest Doctor Who collector there is, man. The shit he has. Oh my god.
By the way, speaking of Grub Gun, right? Yeah. He lost all that weight and now he's all on Instagram like an Instagram model. He's like posing and stuff.
Yeah. he looks like 10 years younger.
Yeah, he looks so much younger. It's freaky.
It looks proper. And
I had to double take for a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm gonna show a question here. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. Raz, it's a big community in Sweden for YouTube. No, there isn't, mate. Really weird. I mean, I have a couple of channels I watch, but yeah, the retro community and the gaming community doesn't really use YouTube, sadly. So no.
What happened to that mate of yours, Raz? That guy you met and you went to his house and you had like that.
Yeah. Fucking hell, what's going on? Andreas, I met him through selling games. Yeah, they're fantastic. And we're good.
Does he have a channel?
Yeah, he's called. Fucking hell, what's he called? Oh, shit. I think I put a link in that video with him. But next pick a video, he's back again. So,
okay.
Yeah, Andreas, he's coming back. Oh. He's he used to be into the 8-bit, the whole. I mean, they are a bit. The 8-bit people in Sweden, they are very. They think they are over us else, collectors. Okay. Yeah, it's a very niche. There's a lot of collectors in Sweden, and
are you talking about home computers or 8-bit?
No, Nintendo. Okay, and especially things that came out here. It has to be come out here because otherwise they don't touch it. It's a long story for another video.
Right.
They're very snobbish, so I'm not really into the 8-bit scene here in Sweden. I'm more into just having fun and talk to people, and I don't think that. I think my views 10% is always Swedish watching. So fucking hell, my mom found my channel 4 years ago. That's why I've been nicer on my fucking channel in the last 4 years. If you go back on my channel like 7-8 years ago, I was not this nice on my vids.
I like your mum. Your mum and dad are cool, man.
Yeah, you were there. Fucking hell. Yeah, you were there.
They got their little. They got this in his parents' house. They got this little basement that they've converted to a bar with like a lounge area. It's well nice.
Do you know what? I think I might. Do you know what? I think I might have seen it because I remember Raz, you did that. You filmed. You went to your parents' house.
Yeah, I filmed there.
Remember when you were like on a scooter and stuff, and I think you filmed around. I'm not too sure.
I saw that. Yeah. Before I got the other channel, I used to do those vids on the Rastendo channel. Yeah, that's
Raz's mum told Raz to look after me, didn't she?
Yeah.
You have to be a good host, Raz.
Yeah.
You've got to be a good host.
Yeah, of course. Can I get a drink? And you guys?
Yeah, of course you can.
Of course,
go on, mate.
Going back to Richkin Retro, bless him. Like he was the first tuber I actually ever met because it was before I did YouTube, and I used to go to all the Play Manchester expos since the first one, like with my mates. And I remember I'd been watching his channel, and I had some board game that I came into owning somehow. So I just messaged him saying, "Look, do you want it? I'll bring it to the thing." And I brought it, and I saw him there, and that's kind of the first tuber I met. And it was a bit awkward because of me being awkward rather than him.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't used to sort of going up to strangers and going, "You're all right," which obviously now is like something I do literally all the time. But back then it's weird. It's weird when you first start out. I don't know if you had the same thing, Rob, but like if you'd have said to me, say 6 years ago, "Oh, you'll meet a load of friends that you made online, like e-friends, and you'll chat to them all the time, and you'll meet up with them and everything." And I'd be like, "What are you talking about?" And now it just seems like the most natural thing ever.
Yeah. Like I remember the first time I met YouTubers was in South London in Croydon at one of the this one retro gaming shop. I actually met quite a few at the same time. I met it was Daz Cajones del Oro, Lee Retro Chef.
Carl.
Who else was there?
Carl
Ocarina fella. Yeah. And I think Dal was there. I'm not too sure. I think Dal Retro Godfather was there as well, and probably Gashead might have been there. But I remember I met a few of them in the shop, and I actually met a few more. There was a few more times where I would go down there and meet a few. So for me, that was like the sort of the warming up, like because I wasn't quite ready to sort of like head off and into the northern part of the country and to go to conventions and start meeting a bunch of people I didn't know. I wanted to kind of like do it at a smaller scale first, and then see if I get on with people, and then sort of go on from there. But I think the very first person I met, it might have been the Retro Chef, and I think I might have met him, an Ocarina fella. Retro, they will tell you. I don't quite remember, but I think he might have been the first person that I met in person.
Yeah,
that's a good first meet, Lee, because he's so like chill,
Yeah.
I
God.
I was pretty lucky, mate, because it was kind of I took a shot and fucking went, and I felt weird as fuck, and I was nervous. And the first person I met was Jay, standing in the queue, because I was there like two hours before it opened. I knew about the queues. People told me about that. And later on, I met Tutti and Das, and everybody that met Das know he's a friendly guy, and Tutti is a very friendly guy, and they took me in, and I felt I was lucky to meeting those are the three first person I met. That was just pure luck.
It was so weird, that meetup in Blackpool when I went, was because like it felt like I knew everyone, and I hadn't actually met anyone. And I was just like talking to them like I'd met them for years, because you just feel like you know these people because you've just been watching them for so long. It was such a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Like, because I've never experienced that before.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting in a room with a bunch of guys, and like you feel like you can talk to them, but like I don't actually never met any of these people before.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I was like really nervous, like Raz said, the first Blackpool. I was like nervous because I didn't. It could go either way. Like they could be like, "Who the fuck are you? See you later."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then I'll be stuck in Blackpool on my own, sort of thing. But it obviously didn't happen that way.
Well, Raz, if you like, I still remember how I met you, or you when you were basically banging on my hotel door. Because I got there early. I got there I showed up with Ocarina fella and Dahl. So I was at the hotel very early, and then I went to sleep for a few hours.
Yeah,
and I just suddenly get woken up by this like banging on my door. What the fuck is banging on my door? So I open the door and it's fucking this little man fucking they're going, hey!
Oh, that's a scary first meet. Jesus Christ.
Menace.
Yeah, question from Wouter. The Highlander, which I never met. I never met Wouter. I know him for so long now. Jesus Christ.
So when am I going to do an in the house at his? Whenever the lockdown's kind of chilled, I'll just fly over. Whenever the lockdown's like sensible to travel, I'll just come over. Yeah, deal.
Good.
I'm good to go. Yeah, that'd be a good comeback for the show.
I definitely want to meet Wouter and his glorious hair.
Wouter's fucking great. He's one of my favorite people.
I'm jealous.
Really nice person.
Yeah, he's a very cool guy.
Yeah, I mean, back in those days, it was like Wouter, Grubgun, and what was that guy called? Oh, fucking hell, I forgot what he says. He was very, very funny. Fucking hell, what was his name? Come on, Wouter, help me out. The guy you always play online games with. I'm just going to wait for the...
Giles. Oh, Giles. Yeah.
What was his channel name again?
It's
one of the funniest channels there ever been. Evo Hailer.
Yeah.
Evo Hailer, yeah.
He was fucking crazy.
What happened to him, man? He never does videos anymore.
No, he doesn't. I would love if he did drop out. Yeah, that's life. That's YouTube. Yeah. There's so many people that dropped out over the years. Some we don't miss, as many of them we do miss, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, for me, because because they were like, I think pretty much the first people I watched when I started watching YouTube was I'll always say this, it was Xfile 2708 Marcus. I know he's around, he comments and stuff, so he's on the tubes, but he doesn't make content anymore. And Ninja Bear Hug, Stu.
Yeah. I love his new fucking channel.
Yeah, because honestly, like my three earliest channels were those two and Tui. Like they were like the very first channels I started watching when I first got into YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think I also Shock 16 also was a channel that was
around for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. I started watching him as well quite early on as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good guys, all of them.
Yeah, Shocks is probably one of the. He maybe even been on longer than me. I don't remember. He's been around for a long time. That guy.
Yeah.
We made. Come on. Sorry.
Go on. No, I was just saying. Like I think it was around time. I also watched people like Interghost as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Interghost. He was doing. Yeah, Adam. He was doing a lot of videos at the time as well. So I remember watching his channel quite a lot back in the day as well. Yeah. And it just grows from there, you know.
And Lawn Boys Post as well. Yeah, of course. Used to watch him back in the days. I even got that fucking song on my head when I remember, like, Lawn Boys. I was singing that when I was dreaming. I was like, whoa, maybe stop watching his fucking channel for a while. No, of course.
I watched Lawn Boy for a bit, but then I don't know, like I just kind of like stopped watching him. I don't know why.
I still watch him. Maybe not when he play games, but the other videos I do watch, of course.
Yeah, I like it when he's just chatting, but I'm not a big fan of the gameplay stuff and everything. Just because I don't watch anybody's gameplay stuff, you know, it's not down to him.
Yeah, I've always said this, I'm not really about sort of gameplays. I make exceptions sometimes, you know, but generally speaking, like I don't watch gameplays. Like I don't like to watch other people play games. I like to play games myself. I don't, you know.
Yeah.
I'd rather just hear you talk. Unless, of course, I like the ones where they talk over it.
Yeah.
And if they're very good at talking over gameplay, that will compel me to watch more. But as a rule of thumb, I don't really watch gameplays, generally speaking.
Yeah, I watch maybe some gameplay channels, but like you said, when they are really good at telling stories and they are funny in that kind of dry humor I like. I might stick around.
The only one gameplay channel I watch regularly is actually the first channel that I ever started donating to their Patreon, and it's a guy called John. His channel's called Many a True Nerd, but he does Fallout. He does other stuff as well, but he does these Fallout playthroughs where he picks like a really, really difficult rule set. So he's done all these on Fallout 3 and New Vegas. So he'll do like kill everybody or kill nobody or one life with no healing or whatever. So like, for example, kill nobody sounds reasonably easy, but a lot of the missions will say, well, no, you have to kill this person to do the mission. So he knows the game so well that he'll find these loopholes to get around it. And the same, if he does a kill everyone, Fallout marks a load of characters as essential characters, meaning that you cannot kill them because they're essential to the story. So if you kill that character, it just says so-and-so is unconscious and they're not dead. So he finds loopholes to making them non-essential so he can then kill them. So like, although it sounds hard, it's actually like infinitely harder than it is. But he's really funny and he's very British and it's just, I really enjoy it. So like, I watch a ton of his stuff, like, absolutely.
I'll say this. It does take some skill to remain engaging while you're playing a game. It's not easy because I've attempted it in the past myself, and it's really hard because you have to at the same time play the game properly, but to also engage the audience with your commentary. It's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah. It's definitely not an easy thing to do.
I can't even talk and play a game, let alone be engaging.
I mean, I did it back then as well. You remember, Rob? I remember you were one of the few that watched me play Super Mario 3D World and stuff like that. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely it's hard.
It's hard. I mean, we are guys, and we're not known for doing two things at the same time good. So
I'm not very well coordinated either. Like,
I mean,
I can barely walk and talk at the same time. So.
I can barely fucking talk and walk and chew a gum at the same time. So where were we? On the other topics. Hey, it's Pete. You said no drama.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I remembered another sci-fi show, Farscape. Did anyone watch Farscape?
Number 4 on my list.
There you
Australian
go.
Australian one. Fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Like first 10 episodes, so and so, but after that, it goes really well. And when you finally accept that the guy that had the lead, the lead in the show, when you accept how he is, because he's a bit annoying in the beginning.
I also found him annoying as well. Annoying.
Yeah, but when you finally accept that's how he is, oh my God, that's a good show.
Yeah. You know, the best thing about that show is in the first episode, he can't understand what any of them are saying. And then they install that thing that makes it.
The little nano things.
Yeah, and I just love that because it's like, okay, that's out the way. Whereas most sci-fi shows, you're like, what the fuck? Why are they speaking?
Star Trek.
Do you know what? It's a good thing you brought that up, Pete, because I actually did think at the time that is probably one in the show. All the shows that I can remember, that's probably the best one that's actually explained it properly.
Yeah,
like in the sci-fi way, kind of makes sense. Because even in Star Trek, they always say, well, their little gizmos are universal translators, but they never really explain the science behind it.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, it was like, you get injected with these sort of nano liquids, and it crawls into your brain, and they allow you to understand what others are saying, and then they in turn hear what you say. That just like in a weird way, it made sense.
Yeah, I think that's my. Sorry, Raz. Go on.
Come on. Pete.
I was just going to say that's my biggest gripe with. Although I love Stargate, my biggest gripe is that they all speak English, and the explanation is that every single human in the galaxy originated on Earth because they were taken by aliens from Earth during the ancient Egyptian times.
The English Earth.
Yeah, so let's say 5,000 years ago, before English was even a language, and they're like, "Oh, they're from Earth," and it's like, "Well,
good explanation."
English didn't even fucking exist back then. What are you? Why are you all speaking English?
The thing is, another thing that really pissed me off about Star Trek is maybe on the Klingon ship, and they talk English, and then he turns around and screams something in Klingonese, and isn't that supposed to sound English then? Because I fucking hate that. Why do they? Yeah, I hate that
because they got the translator thing.
I always use the one of the biggest issues I have with sci-fi shows when they show aliens with other planets. They like, especially like, I'll use Klingons as an example, and they did try to rectify this, but they were kind of lazy about it. Was like they always show the Klingons as like warriors, like barbarian sort of warrior types. I'm like, who the hell created your spaceships? Like, you should have scientists and like really nerdy Klingons. And they did try to explain it because like there were a few episodes where they had like a scientist Klingon. Yeah, and like they never, but it was kind of like a bit half. Yeah, it was a bit half-assed. Like because they kind of just showed us like these sort of Conan the Barbarian types.
Yeah, like, where are the doctors?
Yeah, where are the doctors? Are like, you have space travel, so clearly you have like engineers and smart people. You never show them.
Never seen them, mate. It's so fucked up. And then another thing I don't like about Star Trek is when they hail somebody. And they have to answer like in 2 seconds. Otherwise, they don't answer.
Yeah.
So basically that guy has to be on the button like that. Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Like, hail them. No, they didn't answer. Oh, fuck it. Let's go. It's like they have to have the phone like that ready.
It could be in the bath or anything, you know.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm not the only one that could fucking thought about these things. Oh Jesus Christ. Otherwise, I love Star Trek. I
love it as well. I
was like maybe 97. I never watched sci-fi TV shows before. So maybe 99, maybe even. A girlfriend, in the casino where I work. She told me, you have to start watching. And she got me on to Babylon 5, and I'm like, I don't like sci-fi, and she's like, you gotta like it. And
I remember.
He basically destroyed my life. And I went to.
Here we go.
Yeah.
How long we got left?
I became a Trekkie. We went to Star Trek Trekkie meetings. I'm part of.
Wow.
I have a membership card called the West Coast Trekkers, which is the biggest Trekkie foundation on the west coast of Sweden. We rent a movie place each month, and we watch Star Trek for 10 hours.
Raz, I'm sorry, man, but I just pictured a bunch of Trekkies doing like gang signs. Doing like West Coast gang signs.
doing the Star Trek business.
I mean, if you talk about nerds and then you double it by 3 times, those are Trekkies. Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
But my friend, she met her husband there in one of the Trek meetings, so that was good. Haven't been back for 6 years or something like that, though. I'm a Trekkie.
Can I ask, have any of you played any Star Trek games? Yeah, of course you have.
I played on the PS2, 1 or 2, I think. I always want to get into like the DS9 universe more because I absolutely love DS9. So there was one game surrounding the DS9. I don't remember on what console though, but it wasn't that good. No,
there was a Star Trek game on the Mega Drive, and I think it was on Super Nintendo as well. Yeah, I've never played it.
No, I never played it
because back then I wasn't into Star Trek. Yeah, it was the next gen, and but I think most of them were on PC though. I think for the most part.
Yeah,
most of them. I remember there was one on PS3 as well. That was based on the recent films. It was like a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Okay. Retro said, DS9 is on the Mega Drive. Okay.
Thank you, mate.
See, back then, do you know what? If I'd been into Star Trek back then, I would have definitely bought that game because DS9 is my favorite Star Trek. But I only got into it like in the last like 10 years.
Yeah.
I never watched Star Trek before.
No, me neither, mate. This is just the last 20 years for me. So it was 25 years. I'm old, people. So, the 25 years before that, Star Wars, maybe. The first 3 movies. Of course.
I think I was diehard sci-fi in the 80s as a kid because, like, obviously Star Wars, like, my earliest memories is like going into the Schmuck Pilot Dave in the comments. He was doing a video the other day, and those new Star Wars toys. Got a couple over there. They're like the replica Kenner ones. But he was saying about going into his local toy shop and wanted to get the figures, and that's one of my earliest memories, buying Star Wars figures. But obviously Star Wars was huge, but I loved all the cheesy old 60s shows. So like the original Star Trek, Lost in Space, Land of the Giants. Loved that. Yeah.
I was actually going to bring those up as maybe they were on Raz's list because I love Lost in Space. Lost in Space and Land of the Giants was awesome. Loved them.
Yeah, they were great. Yeah.
I used to watch that a lot on a Sunday.
Yeah. Sadly, I wasn't really into them. So yeah.
Did you ever watch the Outer Limits? Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, but in later years.
Mm.
Yeah, I watched the later ones. I watched the odd ones, but I never watched that. To be honest with you, I think in the 90s, I used to kind of, when it came to the certain shows, I used to dip in and out of them. I never really followed them like fully. Like for example, what was it called? Oh fuck's sake! Shocks brought it up. The Crypt Keeper. The Crypt Keeper, the supernatural show. Tales from the Crypt. Yeah. See, when that used to be on TV, I used to watch it, but it wasn't something I would watch. I just sort of caught it on and off.
Yeah.
So I never really kind of followed any real shows. It was mostly I used to watch. Looking back at the 90s, probably the only show I would follow was Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
And the rest was like sitcoms. Yeah. That's all I used to watch back in the 90s.
I actually lied. I watched this in the 80s though. V.
Oh, I watched V as well.
I absolutely love that.
As well.
Yeah. It's
the original series.
Wouter said Blake 7. We already talked about that, sadly, mate. But
I think it was before he came on. But I was saying that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I might try and I might try and find that, because that sounds really interesting.
Mate, you got to watch it. Like, it's before my time, being 70s, and I was born in 1980. So, like, by the time I was old enough, like late 80s, I started watching it. But it's because one of my best mates, called Ali, when he was born, he had an older brother who was 10 years older than us. And I remember he used to have, like, because I was like 8 years old, so he was 18. And we would go around there and we'd play Mega Drive and BBC Micro. But I remember his brother had the Game Gear with the TV tuner, which used to blow my mind. And he had a wicked hi-fi separates unit, and we used to listen to his tapes, like Talking Heads and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, when my mate was born, they said to the older brother, you can choose his middle name. And he chose Blake after Blake 7. So when my mate grew up, he was like, well, I want to watch this show that I'm named after. So we just got well into it, and he bought all the VHSs, and we watched it to like constantly, you know. And probably every 2 years, because they're on YouTube, like the whole 4 seasons is on YouTube.
There's a lot of shit on YouTube these days.
Yeah. So like every 2 years, I'll watch all 4 seasons all the way through. Still now.
Look into that. Yeah. I never I don't know, like when it came to British sci-fi, up until Red Dwarf, like I never really paid attention to it. Like, 'cause I was never like a fan of Doctor Who, for example. Like
me neither.
With Doctor Who, the only one I remember watching was that movie. I think it was Peter Cushing. He was Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. It was where they time traveled to the future, I think, and it was like we're dealing with the Daleks.
Yeah. It's like Day of the Daleks or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like that.
I remember seeing that movie, and I think I saw a few episodes of what was his name, McCoy,
Sylvester McCoy. Yeah,
Sylvester McCoy. I saw a few episodes when I was a kid, but I never really got into Doctor Who, and I don't know, it just never appealed to me.
I think Tom Baker was my favourite Doctor. I loved his
Tom Baker as well.
I have a cool thing to say. His historic thing happened today. I'm really glad he's here in the comments right now. Wooly Weeble, he talked in his video for the first time ever.
Did he?
Today?
Talk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was on Dana's stream.
Yeah. No, he did it. He did it by himself in his video. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Okay.
It's probably going to be a one-time thing though, but I'm glad you're here, Dunk, mate. Still got your Game Boy that you gave me. Thank you.
Awesome.
Top guy is Duncan.
Yeah. I watched Duncan
awesome.
since the early days.
No, I hung out with Duncan at Blackpool in 2016. Really nice guy.
Yeah, we did.
He's one of my favorite YouTubers that I met that day, that weekend. Really good guy. Really enjoyed hanging out with him.
He always reminded me, Dal and him I almost got them confused sometimes. I don't know why.
Really?
What?
Pretty similar people. Yeah.
No.
They look the same.
You need glasses.
No. Yeah, mate.
Maybe.
Maybe
my eyesight is bad.
You were pretty drunk. You were pretty drunk during that period that weekend.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
Yeah, and they're also not twins, Raz. Just in case you were seeing 2 of them.
Yeah. Maybe. I always got to get that shit because of fucking Blackpool.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, I was in Bury. I was fucking. Yeah, maybe afterwards in the hotel. I was a bit drunk though with all that chicken, if somebody remembers. And then we got beer.
Chicken and chips.
Yeah, the whole beer thing. Well, you said no drama, Pete, so let's not talk about that.
Oh, yeah, no, we'll move on from that, yeah.
Yeah.
Duncan's now saying you might take his video down, hopefully joking, because I want to watch it, Duncan. Don't take it down.
Hey, don't take it down.
I'm going to watch it after this.
Yeah. He showed his, and it was actually a video perfect for me as well. He showed his American GameCube collection. You know, I collect.
Yeah, it's on my watch list. Okay. I
might try to buy some of those games.
No, I have to say though, like it is better when they show their faces. I mean, I've never grumbled when they haven't, because I understand people's reasons. As long as they remain engaging, like I'll watch it anyway. But I will admit, because the same thing with me when I first came on the scene, I was also behind the camera, and I went through like at least 50 videos before I went in front of the camera. but it took like a lot of, I'm not going to say pressure because that sounds bad, but pressure in a good way, where people would encourage me. They said, like, you should get on camera, blah blah blah. I remember it was Alex Blutonic. He was one of the people that sort of suggested I should get in front of the camera, and it wasn't even necessarily that I was shy to get in front of the camera, or I suffered anxiety or anything like that. It was just more the fact that I don't know. It was, YouTube was still like a bit of an afterthought. Like I wasn't really thinking about it that much.
Yeah.
So it was just like I want to talk about games, and this is just like the easiest way of doing it.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you start, it's you're kind of thinking. So this YouTube channel is not about me. It's the things I have. So I'm not important,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Because
pretty much
when I started YouTube, I've told this story before, but it's maybe somebody that haven't heard before. My channel, this channel was called Depressing Gamer, because everything I fucking bought, video game wise, what didn't work when I got it. I wanted to show it to people that I'm depressed, but here's the fucking
fuck me.
Everything I bought didn't work. So I would call it Depressing Gamer. Not because I was depressed, because I was depressed, but everything I bought didn't fucking work. So after that, I was Swi Gamer, maybe, I think.
Yeah, I remember that, when you were Swi Gamer.
Yeah, because of Finn Gamer, channel I still watch. Because he's Finnish, he's called Finn Gamer. So I thought, I go with Swi Gamer. And then
he's someone who never shows his face. He's completely behind the camera. And
but now
he's just basically,
he showed himself sometimes now.
Actually,
the kid.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right. I do recall seeing a couple of it, but generally when he does his pickup videos, it's always behind the camera.
Yeah, hello gamers. Always.
Hi gamers.
Hi gamers.
Hi gamers.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I watched him for maybe 8-9 years. I love him.
Yeah, I'm sub to him because his collection is phenomenal. I mean, like, he literally goes for, like, he's one of the few people I'll say hoards more than Tootie. Like I mean, I used to think Tootie was like collected game. This guy has every little variant of like every version of everything.
Yeah.
Nuts.
So I just want to say one thing. There's another Swede in the comments. Retro Fex. I don't know how we got to be friends, but I've known him for many years. We're supposed to meet at an expo, but we didn't. He lived in the south of Sweden, so I just want to say hi.
Yeah, well, basically,
right?
Huh?
It's Stefan, right?
Yeah, he's Stefan, yeah.
Stefan, yeah.
Yeah, you know him.
Yeah, I know him, yeah. Wow.
He's been around for a long time.
Yeah,
in the comments.
Yeah, he's been supporting my channel since God knows. Right.
Yeah. That's why I got into Dana's streams because when he heard you were on as well. He knows your shit, mate.
Cool.
Sega Saturn knows about Finn Game as well. He collects the PAL, but he goes everything NTSC-U and everything NTSC-J for his system.
What I mean. Like, he collects every variant. Like, I think he has like five. I think he has like 5 copies of like of one of the Zelda games on the Wii U, like different variations of it.
Yeah, he got maybe like 5-6 fucking variants of Zumba for Wii, But he's very well connected into the gaming business.
Yeah, I got that impression. Impression as well.
That's why he gets so many press kits. He got loads of press kits. His collection of press kits is insane.
I would actually want to see. I want to see where he stores all this stuff, like, because his house must be a mansion. Because like he's like,
I think he's I think he's well off with a good job in Helsinki, in Finland. I would guess, because that costs a lot of money what he does.
Yeah,
but he's not mental in that way. He's very down to earth kind of guy, and you watch the videos. It's amazing channel, but
can I say only the other day I was just watching this video about this guy with the largest, I think the world's biggest Star Wars collection.
Oh,
and he was going around showing everything, And I don't know about anyone else that was watching that video, but I didn't even care about all the stuff he had. I was more amazed at the size of his house, like because it was like a proper warehouse, and it just kept on going and going and never ended. I'm like, where is this? Like, this can't be his house. It's massive.
That is so weird, Rob, because you know you can press the button that says the people are subbed to you, or you can go to home that gives you channels that you may be sub to and stuff like that. And I found that video you talked about 3, 4, 5 days ago, and I watched it.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you find it at the same time? That's weird, man. I watched it lovely guy.
I think it's that YouTube algorithm. Like, I think because we're part of the same, we're in that same circle. Yeah. So I think we probably get fed the same videos. Like that's.
I often go into that. I don't know what it's called in English, but in Swedish, if you translate it, it says home. What does it say in English? I don't know.
It's home.
Yeah, I often go there when I'm bored, and I found a lot of good shit. And I think maybe that's videos that you guys watch.
Yeah,
could be.
Yeah, like, I guess because it's collecting, so that's why it probably goes into our feed. Although sometimes I get like the most random videos in my feed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, proper random videos.
Yeah, I never said which kind of channels and things outside gaming that I watch. If you want to hear,
go on.
Weirdly, I'm really into channels that go off the grid, if you know what I mean. That maybe buys a van and builds their home in there and lives in a van, or builds a house, in the woods of Canada, northern Canada, or many channels, Swedish channels actually, in English as well. They live far up north in Sweden and just live on nature. There's something about that. They build everything by hand. I love those channels.
There's a guy I watch, Bald and Bankrupt, and he travels around Belarus, like the Chernobyl zone.
And
Have you seen that?
He speaks Russian.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Of course, I watched him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He gets like harassed by fucking drunk Russians.
Drunk, and they invite him back to their house. Or whatever.
He likes to drink, though. He likes to drink.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I watched him for many years, but my favorite channel. You said before that we wasn't supposed to do any drama, but I don't think it's drama. That you actually paid via Patreon for a channel, Pete, and I do that as well, and I do that to my.
Yeah, I do 3.
Yeah, I do 2 channels, and one of my favorite channels of all time. It's probably going to sound weird. It's a family that used to live in the LA area, very in the city. And they moved out to the Nevada desert, and they built houses for each of the family members with dirt they put in bags. They're called it's called earth bag houses. So you fill bags with dirt from the ground, and you make the walls, and you build houses of it. And they all finish with all the houses for all the kids now. One of the kids already actually moved out, and you follow them each week with shit they do. And oh my God, these guys, they could actually like fix a car when they were like 12 years old. They could make things out of nothing when they were really young. These parents really made them like, if you want to do something, you have to make it yourself. And they do a lot of aquaponics, if you know what that is, like grew vegetables with the fish and water and everything, if you know aquaponics. And I follow them every week. Oh my God, it's the best channel outside gaming that I ever found. And I pay Patreon, and they don't really have anything much more, that family, the mom and dad. I don't think they. I mean, the guy works a bit in military, but he's been sick of with cancer and shit. So I think they're really happy with the little amount I pay as well to go on with this channel. And it's 5 kids, and 2 of them have other houses now, and even kids, but they follow them as well, what they do, and shit they build, man. Holy
Mm.
Oh my god, I don't remember what the fuck is they called now. Jesus Christ, my favorite channel. I don't remember the name. Sorry, I will if I.
So, I do. I do like I do like watching like the other lifestyle channels. Like I probably should say like one thing I do also like to watch a lot is vlogs of foreign people traveling to Colombia, my country, and specifically in my town, because they inform me about because what it is that I've been considering buying a flat over there, and so I always wanted to know about the housing market over there, the cost of living, you know, job prospects over there and stuff. And obviously, even though I'm Colombian, I would class myself as a foreigner because I didn't grow up there. So like, I'm always curious to see, because a lot of these foreigners, they do live there as well. So like, I always like to hear their perspectives about how they find living in Medellin or just living in Colombia in general. And so I watch a lot of that as well.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
it's really weird. I always thought you were Greek, man, but now when I think about it, I saw the fucking flag.
To be honest with you, no one guesses where I'm from. Living in the UK, everyone thinks I'm from everywhere else but that place. Even Colombians. And to be fair, I do not look typically Colombian. Like if you met my mum, my mum looks typically Colombian, but I don't, because I should know that I'm only half Colombian. My dad is Spanish, so like I grew up with but I grew up with my mum. So like I lived in Colombia as a kid. Like my Spanish is Colombian Spanish, so I have no roots in Spain. Like I go to Spain like just like you guys as a tourist. Yeah. I don't know nothing about my Spanish side, but my Colombian side is where all my family is and stuff. So I consider myself I feel phony if I say I'm Spanish because I generally don't know anything about Spain.
You're born in the UK, right?
Yeah, I was born in the UK. My parents met here in the UK.
You're from UK, but you got descendants.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm actually quite well. Probably not so much now, but when I was younger, I used to travel to Colombia very frequently. And when I was a kid in the 80s, I lived in Colombia for a time as well.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so like I'm quite close to my family, but admittedly, in the last 10 years, I haven't been there. So like it's been a long time. I'm seriously overdue a trip. Yeah.
I mean, it's a fantastic thing you can find on YouTube. It's like a well that never fucking dries out. It's insane. I tried to fix my moped the other day. I just went into YouTube and boom, bada bing, bada boom.
Oh yeah,
I fixed it. You know.
I go to YouTube for home improvement tips like all the time. Like I'm the worst. Like I am not good at home improvement stuff. Like I'm not tech savvy. Like I'm shit. That's why my videos are so basic, because I can't even do like a basic cut. I learned it a while ago, and then I just forgot how to do it again. So I have to go back and learn again. So like I'm really shit when it comes to like stuff like that. I don't, trust me, I can survive, but I have to rely on watching videos to remind myself of shit and do stuff like, you know. Probably the only thing I can do semi well is cook. That's about it.
That's always been my dream with YouTube, to make videos more about where I live and maybe people are interested in, because it's a different country. Of course, things are different here than it is in your country. And but I always felt uncomfortable. It feels like I'm, you're talking about your own country and you kind of push it on people. And I need to stop thinking that, because I really want to do that. And that's why I got the other channel.
I like that channel. I liked watching you go about your day and go across the river and all that stuff. It was like nice, and you always put synthwave music on it, which I like. So,
So I'm trying to get it into my head that I'm not gonna offend people by putting out shit that happens.
People don't have to fucking watch it, mate.
People are interested in other countries, so.
Can I just say, right? I think because I've noticed a couple of YouTubers. I was watching a few YouTubers. I won't mention their names because I don't want to single them out. But like, you know, there was a couple of people that were feeling a little bit sort of pressurized to like kind of watch everyone's videos and stuff because, you know, because of the lockdown, there's been so much content out that people feel pressurized to watch everything. And I kept trying to tell these, saying to them that, like, you know, don't feel like you have to watch every single video, like. Because remember, it's a hobby. We understand because we're all in the same boat. Like we are all doing the exact same thing you're doing, and we are all watching the same content as you. But we can't possibly watch everything and do our stuff in our lives as well. Like, so don't feel pressurized, you know, because they feel guilty. They feel like they.
The thing is, everybody that watches my channel is basically British, and then I feel really stupid, you know. What the fuck?
But like us,
want to watch?
But I'm just Well, but I was just saying, like, I just think people shouldn't like, because they get this paranoia, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been guilty. I felt that way sometimes as well. But I feel like, oh, if I missed out this person's video, that, you know, I'm not a good community player or something, you know. And it's like, you shouldn't think like that. Just watch what you can. You know, comment when you can, but don't think you have to be at every single video because it's impossible. It can't be done. Like, you just, especially now when the content has doubled, you know, like actually this morning, I was watching like a lot of videos off my watch later list because, like, there's stuff that I do want to watch, but it was tough to keep up because when I'm almost done with it, there's like 4 more videos have just shown up. So I put that on my watch list. And then I'm still getting through those, and more videos show up. So you just can't get around to everything. It's hard, you know.
It's just that the people that is sub to that channel are basically the same people that is sub to Rastendo. So I feel like those persons are fucking interested in this, Raz. Stop doing.
Yeah, but they don't have to sub, do they?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Have to sub.
I'm my dream is to actually go through editing. I don't know, maybe once a week go into something that will learn me editing, because I can't edit for shit. I'm like Rob. I don't know how to do it. It's
nor did I, mate. I didn't know how to do. I'd never edited a video in my life till I started the YouTube channel.
You fucking you pro at it, and
not really.
I do have like an editing software on my laptop, and I have done some editing with a couple of my videos, but I learned it through I was just watching a tutorial on YouTube and sort of learned the basics. But because it was kind of a bad time for me, I think it was around that time, just after that, I left YouTube, so I kind of just forgot. And the thing was, I will say this, is that I am always conscious of the fact that I want to clean up my videos, make them a little bit more presentable. Like I'll be honest with you, like I'm trying to figure out how to do thumbnails, and I'm looking at all these websites, but I'm not too sure exactly like how to put them together as such. Like it's just stuff that I need to learn through time. But the problem before was, because I was working nights and stuff, like I didn't really have time. I didn't have time to make videos, let alone make them better. But it is something I've been sort of looking at since I've had this time off. Maybe to sort of look at sort of some more basic editing skills. Yeah. But it's definitely something, I'm not going to lie, it has bothered me to a degree.
Yeah, it bothers me.
I know a lot. Yeah, but I know that a lot of people have said to me that they're happy with me just turning the camera on and talking, and that's great. But I am limited to a certain extent because by not editing, it means that I have to do everything in one take. You know, not saying that I would be one of those like American channels that literally do like cut like every 3 seconds, because I would never do that.
I hate that.
MTV cutting.
Yeah, but yeah, I hate that as well. But I would say that I would like to edit some stuff that maybe like if I mess up and stuff, like I could correct it quickly. And also, I want to mix in gameplay footage if I'm talking about a game, because I'm one of those channels that likes to talk about obscure games. And Well, I think I describe it well enough. I still want to show people the game.
Mm.
You know, because I think it makes it more interesting.
Gameplay.
So Rob Gernaldinho Plays has commented, can anyone recommend a free or cheap editing software that's quite easy to learn and use? So the one I use is cheap and cheerful. I don't use any fancy software. It's called Power Director. It's very cheap. And I got a lifetime license for £100, but you can get it much cheaper than that if you just want like to, you know, you could buy a copy on eBay or whatever.
Imagine, Pete, I got Adobe Pro.
I mean, I've got
so
stuff
difficult.
like that and Vegas, but they're too much for me.
I use Vegas. That's the one I have.
Okay. Well, if anyone, I mean, I can only. Oh shit, my battery's going to run out.
My battery. I got to move my camera next to my charger because my battery's going to run out. So
both of you at the same time. So
sorry. So what I was saying was, if anybody. You two obviously, but anyone in the comments, if anybody wants to buy Power Director or has Power Director, I'll happily just do a fucking Zoom call or a Skype call or whatever, and I'll teach you an hour on the software. And trust me, in an hour you'll learn a shitload. And I did it with the tuber already. I won't say who, but he got the software, and I did like an hour or two where he joins my screen, because I do this shit for work all the time, where you join my screen. And I'll just show you so you can see my screen and what I'm doing, and I'll just talk you through it. That would be
fantastic, Pete.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that for anyone. Anyone in the comments, if you want to. I mean, I don't personally. I don't think you need editing, either, Rob. But if there's something you want to do,
but
I can help.
Yeah.
And also, if anybody has Photoshop or has a hooky version of Photoshop or whatever, I can show you how to make a thumbnail in literally 10 minutes. That are as good as mine.
Because I'll say this, that to me would be very beneficial. I'll definitely take you up on the thumbnail one, because with the editing, the way I currently do my videos format wise, I can do it in one take. It's not something I need to change immediately. And most people that watch my channel, you know, I've had in the comments loads of time, they say, look, just show a game and talk about it. They love me doing that stuff. So I will learn that in time. I will get better in time. But in terms of, I'll definitely need to do thumbnails, because I really don't like seeing my videos without thumbnails. I don't know. It looks more organized with thumbnails. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, and like I've stuck to all my thumbnails have that same blue background, which I like, so you can kind of tell it's one of my videos straight away, because they've always got that same background. But they're easy, man. They're so easy.
But most of the editing I want to do is for the other channel, to be honest, because I want to get a drone and show different areas of the city and talk about just that area, and then move to the next area and go through the city. That would be my dream, to be honest. I think about that almost every day. Fucking hell. So weird.
So I'm just messing with my lighting here. I'm trying to get a bit better light. So
there's someone in the comments is saying about Windows Movie Maker, which it used to come with Windows, but it doesn't anymore. But I also think I know how to use that. If anyone wants to just do that,
I also should say that my laptop is incredibly old, and I'm sort of trying to get a new laptop. But the thing is that because of the lockdown and stuff, I don't really want to be spending that kind of money just yet. So
that's true. Like my Power Director, although it's not fancy software, because you're rendering all HD and because some of the things I'll have like layers sort of thing, like tracks. So it's the number of images and things going on screen at once. So sometimes I'll have like 30 in like 1 second. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because there's 30 things going on, if you don't have like a reasonably powerful computer, it can go a bit shit.
Yeah. You need a lot of RAM memory for doing stuff like that.
Probably need at least 16 gig, I'd say.
I have 16 now, but there's something weird about my computer. But I don't want a laptop, though. No fucking way. I want to.
I've never owned
a tabletop.
I've never owned a desktop in my life ever.
No, I need to.
I used to have one at my parents' house, but I've always done laptops since I left home. And when
I need
did
to
I
have
leave
this
home?
To move around, like
20 years ago, I left home. So
no, I can't buy a laptop. Never.
My current laptop is like over 10 years old, so it's well overdue. But to be honest with you, I barely use it. Like I honestly, I don't even use it to like watch like YouTube vids. Like all my YouTube vids I watch is on my phone or on my TV, like on PlayStation or something. So I don't use it hardly ever. I only use it to really just to transfer music over. That's it.
Yeah, of course I would like to have a laptop as well, but as a second computer. But yeah, I always need But yeah, there's something with my motherboard. I mean, that is Windows doesn't like. So,
Steve in the comments said, "Could I just do a tutorial video? Maybe I should just do that, and people could just watch that."
Yeah, that would be fucking ace.
Or that'd be
awesome.
I could do like a Photoshop thumbnail tutorial that will teach you all how to make a well good thumbnail, and it'll be like 5 minutes long. It's so fucking easy.
Yeah.
So I remember you did something similar though. Like I remember when you explained where you got your blue background. Like you just Googled it off Google Images or something, and you did mention it once. You said it in a video.
Smart guy, Pete. My God, he helped us all with our fucking names and shit over the years. And we're giving him way too much work, so we don't. More work.
I did about 4 yesterday, Raz. I've been knocking those out actually.
Yeah.
Because I'm bored. I've got nothing to do.
Yeah.
I did yours. Yeah.
Another thing now that I really wanted to talk about in this stream before we go, and that we never didn't really touch it, is a TV series. Yeah, we touched it with Sci-fi, but what are you guys watching right now? And can you give us some tips on good fucking TV series? It doesn't have to be new, old stuff as well.
Okay. Well, watch Peaky Blinders if you haven't, because that's an amazing show.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's probably one. That's probably one I'm watching at the moment, and also I'm watching the Clone Wars cartoon series on Disney Plus because I've never seen it before. The Clone Wars cartoon that's sort of like set between episode 2 and episode 3.
Yeah, but Disney Plus they fucked it up. They said that they're gonna release it in the rest of Europe in May. So it's only out in Britain and Holland, man. And
Australia as well.
Yeah, and Australia, but we can watch it. But I really want to watch Mandalorian. So
fantastic show.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. But to be fair though, I actually watched that. I watched it before Disney Plus. I was so desperate to watch that show. I had to find a way. So, like, I don't really
Highlander is saying Star Trek Discovery. No, don't watch that shit.
No, I thought that was good. No, it's good.
Do you know what? Right. Speaking of that, I didn't watch that show.
It's good,
Did you watch Picard? Did you watch Picard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I gave up on it. I watched like 7 episodes.
I
watched 7 episodes.
Preferred Discovery.
Discovery and Picard are good, maybe in its own way. But it's not fucking Star Trek. It's not Star Trek.
I don't care if it's Star Trek. Like, who cares? Come on.
I'm a Trekkie.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's entertaining. It's adult. Yeah, it's an adult Star Trek.
Yeah, but it's 6.5 out of 10. So it's not.
I get what you're saying, Pete. But to be honest with you, because I've enjoyed the Star Trek show so much, like I wanted to know what happened after Voyager. That's why Picard interested me because I've always wanted to know what's going to happen next. So when they announced Discovery, I automatically didn't care because I'm not a fan of prequels, really, like in any sense. Like I like stories to move forward. Like I hate stuff because usually what happens is when they do prequels, they always tend to mess up continuity, and I hate it because it's through no fault of their own. It's just something that they come up with an idea and it just somehow just doesn't gel with the later shows. And I know I've not seen Discovery, but I know for a fact that they've messed it up. Like it's completely different. Like the Klingons don't even look remotely the same.
Yeah,
no, so
it's no explanation, and I don't know why they went that route at all. I have to say I actually liked Picard more than Discovery, but of course I'm going to watch them all. But the thing is about Picard is so many mistakes they make in the show that doesn't really make sense if you know Star Trek history. It's I don't know if you watch Red Media. Anybody of you?
Yes, I watched.
Yeah, and they went into that and talked about it. It's so fucking funny. It's if you like TV shows and movies, watch Red Media.
I'll say this. Red Letter Media.
Red Letter Media. Red Letter Media. Fucking hell, they're funny.
I'll say this. This might be a weird thing to you might think this is a bit weird, but what I did not like about Picard was they started swearing, and it just seemed so wrong. Like when the first person just swore, it was like, what the hell? They don't speak like this. This is not the because they already established. I'm gonna get really nerdy here, but they kind of established in Next Gen that they've moved past certain things.
Yeah, but
I know. Sorry, guys.
Because Rob's so sensitive to swear words. He was like, "What the ruddy heck is this?"
Yeah, but it's I have a think about that. I have a think about that. Another thing that I hate. You're watching like a series like The Walking Dead, and you're not allowed to swear. How can a series like that be without swearing? I fucking if HBO had that series, it would be like fucking 10 times better. What the fuck? Why did they get that series? Oh, it's
but with Star Trek, it just doesn't suit them swearing. It doesn't because they're supposed to. Human beings are supposed to be like evolved to a point where there's no issues in their society. That's why they travel to other planets, because their societies are broken, which are obviously metaphors for our current society. But like that's always kind of how it's been. So when they start swearing, it just doesn't.
Weird.
It's like
weird as fuck.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
Yeah, I remember I went like that the first time when he said like. Bitch or something scored 7 of 9 or something. I'm like, what the fuck? What a bitch to a 7 of 9. 7 of 9. I mean, she lived in the normal world now for a couple of, but she lost all her like robot talking, Borg talking as well. It's totally gone. I don't know. I'm a bit of a nerd there. I'm too picky. So Pete, you actually liked Discovery, yeah?
Yeah, I was entertained. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, then
I might give it a watch. I'm
gonna watch it. Of course, I'm gonna watch it.
I'll tell you a show that I watched and kind of caught me by surprise that I really liked was that Hunters. Have you watched that?
It's on my watch list.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino, yeah, but they're hunting down Germans.
Nazis. Yeah, it's very good.
It's on my list. I'm actually watching. I'm on the last season now. I only watched it because my mother has been on my fucking ass with this TV series for like 5 years. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. And it's Homeland, and it's actually much better than I thought. It's actually really good.
That's on
my watch list as well.
Is it counter-terrorism thing?
Yeah, and it's very
I've not seen it.
On par how the world was when it came out up to this time now. I mean, they got everything right. It's almost like freaky, I have to say, but it's really good. And Claire Danes, I can watch her every day, to be honest.
I know a show that I'm sure Raz loves this show, but it's on Netflix and you can binge it if you're bored in lockdown. Is Trailer Park Boys.
I mean, oh my god,
one of the best shows ever.
I watched a couple of episodes and I watched a couple. I need to go back to it. I don't know why, but I really struggle to watch certain like oddball comedies. I don't know why. It's not like I necessarily.
You must
I watched a couple of episodes of it, and I did think it was funny. But I don't know. There's like loads of little shows like that I've seen. There's one that's set in London as well. That's sit around like a bunch of chavs, like a bunch of rude boys. And
people just do nothing.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah,
that's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the episodes, but for whatever reason, like I don't have any motivation to like go back and watch it. I don't know why. I don't know why, mate. Like I don't know.
You don't know space. Nasa does.
That People Just Do Nothing. It started out as a YouTube channel that I used to watch. They were just on YouTube, and it was called what they call Corrupt FM. What was it called? The YouTube channel. Fuck, I can't remember. Oh, it was called Waste Man TV. Exactly. So it's called Waste Man TV, and they did these little skits, and then BBC picked them up, and they got the show, and then it was called People Just Do Nothing. But I love that shit, man. I think they're geniuses. Yeah.
No, my friend actually like swore by it. But do you want to know the interesting thing about that show? It was actually a lot of it was filmed around where I grew up. like in my old estate.
Nice.
Which is why my mate was telling me about it, because he was like saying, "Wow, Rob, they shot it where we grew up, man. You need to watch it. You need to watch it." So I did watch a few episodes, I thought it was funny. I did think it was funny. But it's like I say, I don't know why, but I don't feel compelled to like watch it again. But I will give it another go.
I guess you don't like Always Sunny then.
Oh no,
I'm
in the third season of that, but at the same time, I find it funny. I only watch that show when I like have absolutely nothing else to watch, and I'll just put on like a random episode. Like I used to watch it at work. Like there was a couple of times where I used to like have to close up at work.
Yeah,
it does warm up. Like after the first few seasons, it really sort of warms up a bit, and the
first season was funny. The one episode where the guy goes to an anti-abortion rally to pick up women. Was like hilarious.
He's like a psycho, that guy.
No, I knew I would like it when I saw him do that. It's a funny ass show.
I just love Danny DeVito in it. He's so good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Danny DeVito.
There's this one episode where they go to like a water park thing, and they don't want to be queuing, like at Disneyland.
I can still hear I'm getting a drink. So
they're all queuing, and
take a piss as well.
This woman walks past with like a kid in a wheelchair, and they go to the front of the queue, and Danny DeVito's like, "What the hell? Why do they get to the front of the queue?" And it's like, "Oh, because he's disabled." So then Danny DeVito goes, "Right, we'll pretend I've got AIDS." So he starts walking past the queue, right? And he goes, "I've got AIDS, I've got AIDS, I've got AIDS." And then he starts looking at the women and going, "It's the good AIDS. I didn't get it. I'm not gay. It's the good AIDS." Right? And like towards the end of the show, there's this bit where he gets cut as he's going down the water slide. And when he goes into the pool, there's all this blood. And the lifeguard blows his whistle and just shouts, "AIDS blood, everybody out of the pool." It's just so funny.
That show's hilarious, man. I do watch that show. That's a funny one. But again, like I guess because because there's so many episodes, if I binge it too much, like I'll just get tired of it. So I need to watch it like in small increments. That's how I watch it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but there's so many seasons though. Like I've got a lot to watch.
Yeah, I think there's like 14 now.
Yeah, Christ, crazy.
What kind of comedies do you like?
So I'll be honest with you. Nowadays, I don't watch that many comedies. Like but before It's Sunny, the other one I used to watch properly was The American Office.
Yeah, I actually like that.
Yeah, but again, I got as far as I got as far as like maybe the 6th season, and I just stopped watching it. I don't know, like it's just I get because there's only so much of it I can take after a while.
Said Stephen Carell now.
Yeah, no, he was hilarious in it. I loved it. But I don't know why. I was binging it too much, so I ended up getting just tired of it.
Yeah,
I think for me those shows work better in a weekly format as opposed to like binging them.
Yeah, I think it's because, like, I mean, certainly with The Office, like by the time I watched it, it would finished. Because I put off watching it for years because I watched a bit of the first season, and it's an exact copy of the UK one, and I didn't get on with it that well. But after the first series and they start doing their own material, it actually gets really good. So it took me years to actually get to it. So by the time I started watching it, had like 9 seasons to watch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, now that you brought up the British Office, I'm going to say this. I also struggled with a lot of the sort of like that late 90s, early 2000s niche comedy. So you had like The Office, you had like Black Books, and then you had Spaced, like all those shows. Yeah, all those shows. Like I've not seen because like I don't know why. Even though I love British comedy because I grew up watching a lot of it.
Cold Feet.
I just had this thing of it's like I really struggle to like watch that new stuff. It's not new anymore, but like it's like I don't know why I with comedy I'm a bit I don't know, maybe my taste just changed as I got older.
I mean it's hard to find good comedy shows nowadays. To be honest, it's been hard always to find really good comedy shows.
Oh, there's a lot of shit, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean,
because even the American sitcoms, the ones that followed the format of the stuff I grew up with in the 90s, I don't find them funny.
No, I don't find them funny at all. I mean, one of the worst shows ever made in my book that I don't understand.
Don't say Friends.
That people no.
Don't say Friends.
No, How I Met Your Mother. It's one of the shittiest shows I've seen in my life.
It's not funny at all.
I can't get into it.
What is funny?
Yeah, I can't get into it. And it lasted like 10 seasons.
Oh my
God. It lasted like... I feel the same way about Big Bang Theory.
Oh, same. Not as bad, but How I Met Your Mother is probably the worst thing I've seen in my life. I don't understand it. It pisses me off, actually. They're trying to be angry. They're trying to be a new Friends, kind of. And I think Friends was maybe like a 6, 7. It's good. But it wasn't Seinfeld, I mean, Seinfeld...
Do you know what? But you know what? There was a couple of...
Fuck,
Well, I was gonna say there was a couple of episodes. Sorry, there was a couple of people in How I Met Your Mother. I'm actually a fan of them, like as actors. But I thought I would enjoy it, but I just couldn't get into it at all. Like it really wasn't for me.
Pax for Biscum. No, I know a couple. They were in what's that? That series came out with all the nerds. Only one season. And many of them is on.
It's
what's it called? Come on, I love that game. I love that series.
What was it? Was it the one that had Seth Rogen in it?
I love that show as well. Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is meant. That's a crime that got cancelled after one series.
Freaks and Geeks was so good.
That's so good.
Yeah, and. Otherwise, I really liked the Mighty Boosh back in the days, to be honest, man.
No, I never watched it.
Didn't like it.
I mean,
the League of Gentlemen. The League of Gentlemen, never watched it.
No.
I mean, what's that called? The Crack Fox. Oh, fucking hell, I loved him. Oh, anyway, no, maybe people you want to know or maybe interested. Why do I know so much about British culture and stuff? Because the Swedish television, like BBC, is called SVT, and they bought a lot from BBC back in the 60s and 70s, and so we got brought up with stuff like Flying Circus.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah, that was later. You have to understand. I'm old as fuck.
That was 90s, wasn't it, Mr. Bean?
Yeah. For me, it's Flying Circus. But the weird thing is,
Raz, did you watch Blackadder?
Oh,
yeah, I did.
Love Blackadder.
It's okay. It's not bad at all. It's a 6, 7 again. But when I was like 5 or 6 years old, there was a kid in my neighborhood that was adopted, and he was an English kid. He was adopted by the Swedish family, and we became best friends. So he spoke English, and I didn't know much English, man. So we kind of had sign language the first 2 years, maybe, and then we became best friends. And he got me into a lot of the English culture and TV shows, and like Only Fools and Horses were never showed in Sweden. But I'm one of the few Swedes that watched it because of him. And he passed away last year, sadly.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. My oldest and best friend, and so I have to thank him that I know so much about British culture, because he was only 5 years old, he still wanted to keep his Britishness when he got older and stuff. So, and we only spoke English between us. Sometimes I spoke Swedish as well, but when I was like 11, we only spoke English, and so
nice.
Yeah, I have to thank him a lot to why I know so much about British culture, because
cool, man.
Most Swedes don't know this much about English culture, so so you don't think everybody's like mental like me. Why do I know so much about your culture? Because Nicholas, and I see you on the other side, mate.
Certainly will.
Yeah.
And weird thing is, he battled fucking cancer for 10 years. You know, so I thought it was He didn't have anything left really in his body. And then we were doing they were trying different things because nothing did work. They even tried holistic stuff in the end. Oh my God, it was terrible.
That's awful, man.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Yeah, but I'm good now. But yeah, anyway, talk about something else. Where were we?
Just pointing out the time. We've crossed the 10 p.m. mark. So I don't know how long you wanted to run this, Rez.
No, it was only Pete that said 10.
I said I've got to go at 10, so I'll probably go fairly soon.
Yeah. But Rob, if you want to stay 10 minutes more, it doesn't bother me.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
I love talking to you, mate. You know that. But something happened to your camera.
You can tell everyone what you really think of me once I've gone.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We'll do. No, I will say so. No, I'm sorry about the picture, guys. It's just that unfortunately the lighting is not very good in this room, and because I had to move. I moved position.
You look like you're on Crime Watch.
The young
pixelated
ones.
face.
Yeah. Did you watch the young ones?
I love the young ones.
Yeah. I watched that.
No, a bit before my time.
I remember it, but
I never really watched it.
I mean, the front door's exploded.
Yeah, I think I watched.
You know what? I forget. I forget, Pete, that you're actually quite a bit older than me. You're about a couple of years older than me.
I'm 40 this year.
Rob?
Oh, so okay. So
I'm not much older.
I just turned 39.
Yeah,
my birthday was 2 days ago.
Oh, congratulations!
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm only 6 months older than you, mate.
Yeah,
because I was turning 39 in December.
I'm turning 45 this year. Yeah, so I'm old.
I thought you were. I was trying to remember. We spoke about it back in the day. And
I have a problem growing old though. It's not my favorite thing.
What are you 45, Rez?
Yeah, and I feel like 25 still. So it's pretty. I have a hard time sometimes hanging out with people my age, to be honest. If they're not into my stuff and they want to talk about, I'm going to build this in my house and we're going to, do you know much about car insurance? And I'm like, fuck no, man. I know about.
Do you know what? One of my closest friends, who I've known practically nearly all my life, and he's someone that I actually used to go to the arcades with. Like all the times I spoke about going to the arcades. He was like my arcade buddy. Like me and him would play 2D fighters all throughout the 90s. And like, don't get me wrong, I still love the guy, yeah. But he got boring. Like I was talking to him on the phone the other day, and he was talking about he's now into gardening and stuff. And he's like proper settled old man. I was speaking with him. I was saying to him, I said, "You fucking old man. You turned into a right fucking old man." And because we also he still does gaming and stuff, but he's not into it as much anymore. And I just said, when did you turn to a fucking 60-year-old man? Because his girlfriend, his fiance, is only in her mid-20s. But they go on like a 60-year-old couple. They got old so quick.
And another thing that really kept me young, in my head, is I always work with young people because I always worked in the restaurant business my whole life. But nowadays I'm kind of outside the restaurant business, but in an establishment that has restaurant business. Mm-hmm. So I'm I don't know what it's called in English. I'm a pit boss. I'm a boss of the vault.
Yeah, we call it a pit boss or like a floor manager or whatever.
Yeah, I'm the boss of the vault and all the chips and money and everything. I'm cashiers and.
So Raz, let me ask you a question. If you spot someone that's clearly cheating at the tables, are you the guy that comes up behind them and prods a cattle rod in their back?
No, it's the guard.
Guess the movie reference. That's
your job, isn't it, Rob?
That's your job, Rob. No, he's a movie star.
No, I'm the one that takes them into the back room and where the cameras aren't there. I'm that guy.
Rob looks so fucking scary in this video now.
That got
camera.
sexual quickly. Yeah, Rob's like pixelated, like on
Rob, you look like
he's like, I'll take him into the back room and they turn the cameras off.
Yeah, you're gonna scare children, man. I don't know what you look like. It's like the most pixel. I love it.
It's the lighting behind. It's the lighting behind. I know. There's nothing I can do. I've got shitty lighting here. That's why I do my videos during the day.
What you're saying about like people your age being boring and stuff, or like
not
just,
boring.
No, but just like not having much going on. Like I think it's a lot of it is, it's partly age and partly personality type. But a lot of people let their work define their whole life, and it becomes what they are, or they have kids and they let that define their whole life. And like I know some people who have YouTube channels are like, oh, I keep it quiet and all this, because they're worried about people they know knowing and everything. But like, I went out in my town recently because I grew up in this town. I just recently, about a year ago, moved back here, and I went out drinking like in the town, and it was just like I saw like 50 people that I haven't seen for some a few years and some like 20 years. So a lot of people I hadn't seen for 20 years, and like random people I haven't seen since school were like, oh, how's your YouTube channel going? And I saw that, this and the other. I don't know how the fuck these people know.
Oh,
like,
Jesus Christ.
It's because everybody talks or whatever. But everyone was like really positive about it. And then you ask people, oh, how are you doing and everything? And they just go, yeah. And they just want to talk about work because they literally don't have any hobbies. And, you know, that's the beauty of this thing, that you shouldn't be ashamed of any hobby you have, because you might think people think, oh, he still plays games, he's 40 or this, that and the other. But actually, they probably look at it as with envy, because you have something in your life other than just fucking going to work and then coming home and drinking a glass of wine and watching EastEnders. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'll say this, like, my friends know I have a YouTube channel. They just don't care. They don't watch it. I think one of my friends actually subscribed to me, but aside from that, none of them care. They don't care. They all know that I'm part of a retro community and that I go off to like retro events. None of them care. Like they like, I even try to, after Arcade Club, I try to say to my friends, look, let's all get together. Let's go up to Bury. I want to take you guys to this place. It's awesome arcade. None of them care. They don't care. They don't care. They're not interested.
Oh, all my friends love Arcade Club.
Yeah, but the thing is, what happens when you get older is people, start families, and sometimes when you're the single guy, you do not get invited, and that's what happened to me, sadly. And so you have to kind of swap over, get new friends. And
but the thing is,
but in Sweden, that's not fucking easy, mate. And if you look, it's said to be one of the hardest places in the world to get friends.
But I'll say the thing is that I'm not even that, like, I don't actually live like any sort of crazy lifestyle. Like, because of my current condition now, I'm pretty much teetotal. Like, I can't really drink anymore. So like, I'm not even much. In fact, they drink more than I do. So like, I still go to pubs with them and stuff. But we've just, like, I'm not like a crazy party going out to raves kind of person. That time in my life, that time has gone for me. So when I'm with them, so like when I'm with them, I'm just as chill as they are. It's just that I'm more up for like sort of traveling a bit. So like I say, like, I'm up for going to Manchester and going on these little journeys and stuff, but then they're just not up for it as much. And I know for a fact that if they actually went to Arcade Club, they would love it, but they just can't be asked with like the preparation and the journey of it.
Yeah, and the thing is as well with those, that I don't know, the first batch of my friends that I don't hang out with anymore. Really, sometimes it could happen, but much of the things they do and talk about, I'm not really interested in. And what is the best diapers? I don't fucking know, mate. It's not for me. And but the good thing about Sweden as well is that we are the most where the most singles people live by themselves. It's 60% of us live by ourselves. 60%, that's a lot. So because it's so you're gonna meet a lot of women that live by themselves in Sweden. It's very common.
I'm going to Sweden.
So this not you're never going to find a place where it's more singles than it is in Sweden, basically, because you can actually make it.
Maybe Japan, because like
with the economy to live by yourself in the big city, and that's a good thing. But otherwise than that, it's really hard sometimes to make friends. And I thank God I have my work, and they are young, I know, but I fucking understand the lingo, and you know, that's the way it is, and that's probably why it kept me really young. Is being in this business. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'll say this. I'll say this. Like I do have, in terms of like my own private life. Like I do date. I'm actually sort of talking to a girl at the moment. Like I do make time for like a private life as well. But in terms of just like talking about retro stuff, like my mates do talk about that stuff, but they're more into modern games. You know, like.
Yeah.
I mean, like they do play like. In fact, I was on the phone to my friend the other day, and we were just talking about he's got a Switch as well, and I just told him that I've just gone online with the Switch, and like he was talking about playing some beat 'em ups with me, and playing some Mario Kart. So he does play those games, but he is mostly a Call of Duty, FIFA, Fortnite kind of guy. You know, so it's obviously games I'm not interested in.
Yeah, and everything has to do where you grew up as well, you know, which area you grew up, because different areas have different cultures of where you're going in life. The kind of area I grew up in is like you get family, maybe when you're 25, 30, and you do all that shit, you know, that's what you do in my area. So those are my kind of friends from back then. In other areas, it's not so common.
Yeah, well, I'll say this at the risk of getting too personal on camera. I'll say this: I was kind of in a bit of a serious relationship, with like a very serious relationship, and it basically like it completely fell apart, and ever since then. And this was actually quite a few years ago. So this is what I'm saying. Like it was very difficult, and essentially I find trying to make a connection, because most of I've been with a lot of girls since then, but they've always been sort of like short-term relationships, and I guess I find it's difficult to sort of find someone that you're sort of really compatible with, which is why like I do envy people when they meet someone and they really click with them, because it's not easy. I find it's not an easy thing to do, to meet someone that you proper click with, you know. So like
I don't know if I told you guys, but I lived with a girl for 7 years, so I mean I've done that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fucking hermit or anything.
Does she know you were there, or were you in the loft rafters and stuff?
No, she's probably the best girl I ever met in my life, and she was actually into games as well. Nice. I could probably never be with a girl that wasn't into, some of my stuff. I'm not interested in that because we need to share interest. I want a girl that is my best friend as well. You know, when I go out, like me and Linda, we went out together, just me and her, and fucking had a blast on the city. And my mates loved her, and they were like, when she wasn't around, they were like, what the fuck is Linda? We don't go on like mates thing, go out here in Sweden. The girls come as well, and they
it's the same with me.
Yeah. It's pretty. I think it's more a normal thing in the big cities, where we out in the in the smaller cities maybe it's more like a, but I definitely prefer.
I'll say like I actually like, even though I will admit like I am a big geek, I'm a big nerd, but like it's honestly it doesn't really define me as a person. Like it's just a part of me, because I like that stuff. But I am actually into other things, and I am like, if I had the money, like I would be traveling more. Like I do like traveling and seeing the world, and I am actually a very outgoing person, but it's just that obviously financial limitations, responsibilities and stuff like that prevent me from doing those things. But like gaming, movies, and just general nerd stuff like figures, like I love all that stuff. But it's not like, it's not all that I'm about. Like I am a social person. I like that's why I like going to meetups, and I think I like to think I mix well with you guys, because I'm a social person. You know, you know.
But it doesn't help that you live in a very, very expensive city as well. You know.
Yeah, it doesn't help, because this is one of the reasons why. This is one of the reasons why I don't go much to. I can't. But this is one of the reasons why it's difficult for me to travel to the events, because, like, number one, I don't have a car, so I can't just drive up to the events.
Yeah.
And actually, do you know what? This is a great opportunity. I want to shout out Gashead Steve and Carl Ocarina Fella. If anyone remembers.
Ocarina Fella. Where is Ocarina Fella? Where is he?
I know. But I'll say that those two guys, I owe them so much, because if it wasn't for those two guys, I would never have gone to Blackpool in 2016, and I would never have been at Arcade Club. They gave me a lift up there. I chipped in for petrol.
Yeah.
And they made it possible, because it's so expensive to take a train up north. It costs so much money. It's ridiculous.
and those two guys has to be the two best huggers I met in my life.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna have to go, but I'll leave you to it.
Yeah.
So take care,
thanks for having me on, Raz. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell, it was a blast. It was
better than very good fun.
I'm very humble.
No, yeah, I'll always a pleasure, Raz, and always a pleasure to see Rob as well. And thanks for everyone for watching My Ugly Mug. And
we might do this again with other people, so you know, people, if that's okay with you guys that are watching on YouTube.
Raz, I'll have to sign out soon as well. So like, 25 past,
we've been on for fucking almost 2.5 hours. So
2.5 hours, yeah.
Yeah. Of course. So. Are you going now? Maybe I could do like an outro, or what do you want to do?
We can round it off, I suppose. Round it off at 10:30.
Yeah. That's amazing. So anything you want to say to the crowd that's watching? I don't know how many is still here. Yeah, it's fucking still 26 people watching still.
Really?
Cool. That's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I just want. First of all, I want to say thank you to you, Raz, for asking me to come on.
Yeah.
And I want to shout out Dana, because myself and Pete were supposed to be on his stream tonight, and unfortunately, he had to cancel, for personal reasons.
Yeah.
So but I will definitely. We are actually planning on appearing on Dana's stream. So me and Pete will be on Dana's stream soon when he's feeling more up to it.
Yeah.
So I want to definitely shout out Dana, because he's been a top guy. And he's been doing a great thing for the community.
Yeah. That's why you are on this stream, because I didn't want to ask you guys, because I knew you were coming on, but Dana said that. Dana told me that. No. Ask them. So otherwise, I wouldn't do it.
You mean you didn't want to invite me, Raz? Anyway, it wasn't your natural inclination to invite me?
I wanted to invite you, but I knew that he was having you on. Fucking hell. Yeah. So
no, that's cool. But thank you very much, Raz, because it's been
no problem.
I'm glad you did this, mate. I'm glad you did this.
And if you guys that is watching now, maybe stay on a bit more. I will probably tell you some stories as well before I go that I want to get out there, because I never really, told the whole story about blah, 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 anything. So if you want to stay, maybe 5-10 minutes, I might do some storytelling. Just so you know. And I want to also as well give my love to Dana. A lot of people think that he always giving me shit on the streams, but that is how we work. Me and Dana, we love it.
It's banter.
We love each other. We met in real life, and I fucking love that guy. He's fucking fantastic. And so don't think that way of pissed off each other, but that's how we work.
I just always say that the signs of good friendship is when you take the piss out of each other.
Yeah, exactly. And then I always got in a lot of trouble over the years in my life because sometimes people don't understand that humor, but yeah, he definitely does, and I do as well. And I want to thank you as well for showing up, Rob.
Man, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. I'm really glad you did this, man. You definitely do it again.
Yeah, and, I'm doing it tomorrow again with 2 new guests. I don't know who they are, but I'm going to try to do tomorrow again. And yeah, I already have 1 guest for tomorrow, so there will be one tomorrow. Cool. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'll see you. I'll see you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye. So it's just me and you guys now, and what did I say? That I'm going to tell you a lot of stories? No, I'm not going to tell you that. I was lying my ass off. I don't have any stories really. Maybe next time there will be fantastic stories. But I just want to say, I look up at the screen. I probably should have the camera more. That I look into the camera. That would be more nicer, really, wouldn't it? But yeah. It is how it is. I don't have the best setup. And I just want to say thank you for coming here. I hope I didn't, a lot of people get upset that I was doing a stream when a lot of other people are doing streams that I want to take, their spot. That's not the reason at all why I did this, because I wanted to, and I knew that he wanted some days, Dana, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity for me to keep up the what Dana has done, which is absolutely amazing. He's done something that I never fucking seen in my life, and I never thought anybody would do. I think he's up to like over 30 episodes, and I mean, all hey Dana, it's amazing. So with that, I want to say good night, and thank you for watching. And like I always say in my videos, be nice.